Ooh, it sure is cold today. I wonder how much heavier the snow's gonna get. Here to see Odette? I just need to see your tickets for the preview. Perfect. Thank you. I'll hold on to your tickets. Come on in. It's freezing outside.
I think I'll leave the Lelic question until after the show's over. Then I'll go find Odette. Child said he was originally going to come with Tonya. So I'm guessing Tonya's already here Is there anyone here who looks like a Tonya? Let's see. It's a small audience. Makes sense for a preview. But wait. I do see some familiar faces. Mr. Chuganov's back again by the looks of it. Oh, and is that Mitya? And that Fatui officer, Valeri. Guess he must be playing cat and mouse with Mitya again. Oh no. It looks like the show's starting and I still haven't found Tonya. Never mind. I'll just have to take a seat for now and see if I can catch her.
Members of the audience, I'm a staff member here at the theater. Today's performance was a very special one for us, as it marks the first attempt in a long time to revive the classic Snezhnayan ballet, Spirits. To commemorate this occasion, we would love to take a group photo of the cast, crew, and audience members present today.
All right, everyone, huddle in a little more. Now, look at the camera. 1, 2, 3!
Are you quite satisfied, Mr. Energy Scientist? I rather hope you don't have any other escape plans to add to my workload today.
What are you talking about, Sarge? This was simply my way of inviting you to watch Miss Odette's new show with me. And wasn't the performance spectacular? In the future, I heartily encourage you to take a leaf out of my book. Find some soul-nourishing pastimes.
It was indeed a fine performance, but I must correct you on one point. This is not time outside of work. These are working...
Working hours and non-working hours are just a social construct. Human technology can never advance if we're too rigid in our thinking, Sarge.
May we leave now?
Already? I mean... I was kinda hoping to soak up the atmosphere for a little longer, but... No? Okay, guess I'm pushing my luck. Didn't seem like too much to ask, but fair enough. Off we go then, Sarge. Back to the land of working hours. Lead the way.
That has to be her. She's the only person in the audience around Tonya's age. Excuse me, are you Tonya?
Huh?
Your brother's busy today, so I took his ticket. Don't worry about him, he's fine.
Oh, okay. Sorry for the trouble.
What's wrong? Are you sick?
No, I'm fine. It's not.
Maybe she caught a cold on the way here because of the weather.
I haven't seen snow like this in a long, long time. It's most unusual.
I know. It's completely white out there. You can barely see a thing. I've never...
Let's wait it out for now. You'd be lucky not to freeze to death in this weather, let alone find your way.
Well, look at that. Maybe we shouldn't be in such a rush to get back after all. What do you...
Let's wait and see.
Why do you need to take it so seriously? Fate has given us this wonderful chance to take a break.
Come to think of it, there's a small inn not far from here that always keeps plenty of extra blankets on hand. I know the route well. Shall I head over and borrow a few blankets? That way, anyone in a hurry can wrap up warm for the journey back.
Sir, there's really no need to go to all that trouble.
Hey, it's no trouble at all. Wait here, I'll be right back.
What a kind gentleman. Very good. My wife and daughter are waiting for me at home, so I shall be heading back as soon as I get my blanket.
So... Are you expecting us to go back to...
Don't worry about that. I made arrangements in advance. Should I not return to the Armory Palace within 3.5 hours after Operation Showtime begins, they will escort us back. You are one of our key military personnel, so any weather-related risks must be eliminated.
Operation Showtime? So, wait. Every single time you drag me back to work, I gotta say, you've really turned this into quite a moral dilemma for me.
It's snowing pretty hard out there. I think you should stay here for now. You seem a little under the weather.
Sure. My brother might come pick me up in a bit.
Time to get to work. I should head backstage and find Odette. I need to look her in the eye and ask her about Lelik.
Excuse me, are you looking for someone? Ah, a fan, I'm guessing? Today is just a dress rehearsal, so Miss Odette won't be meeting with fans. She's taking a well-earned rest. Sorry, but that area is currently off limits to everyone except the cast and crew.
Bad timing, I guess. Well, I might as well stick around.
What happened to the gentleman who went to fetch the blankets? How has he still not returned?
I was thinking the same thing. It's still snowing very hard. Do you think something might have happened to...
Whatever the reason for his delay, I must say I hate nothing more than people who make empty promises and fail to deliver. Well, I have to treat my employees like that on occasion, but that's different.
You seem anxious, Mr. Valeri.
It's been nearly 4 hours since I left the armory. The army should have arrived to extract us. They know how much I despise tardiness and disrupted plans. There's simply no reason that they shouldn't have shown up by now.
Surely a snowstorm like this one counts as such.
Few things in this world can stop the Snezhnayan army, Mr. Mitya. And a snowstorm is certainly not one of them.
Why don't you go out and take a look? They might be right outside, waiting for your orders before they dare come in.
An absurd hypothesis. I have no intention of leaving your side for even a moment until I have...
This doesn't look like an ordinary snowstorm to me. That guy who left earlier. It looked like he just vanished into thin air. Either that, or my...
A man-eating snowstorm? Come on. Night hasn't even fallen yet. Spare us the ghost...
Traveler, didn't know you were coming today. How come you didn't say anything? What is it? Something the matter? Tell me. Whoa, that's quite a snowstorm out there. I've been working backstage this whole time, so I didn't even notice. No.
Is weather like this rare, even in Snezhnaya?
Yeah, snow like this. I'm sure I've seen it out in the wild before, but never in the city. Actually, I take that back. I don't think I've seen snow this bad even in the wild. This is something else. It's not normal.
If even Alosha thinks snow like this isn't normal, could it have anything to do with that monster people have been talking?
We can't stay cooped up here forever. Someone needs to go out and take a look. No need. I have plenty of experience with snowstorms. Besides, I work here while you're an audience member. I should... Everyone by the door. Careful not to let the snow soak into your shoes. In a snowstorm, you gotta look after...
Heading out, my man? Be careful. I've been told the snowstorm...
Thanks for the advice. I am planning to be careful. I just want to take a quick look at the situation out there.
He's back! He's back! How was it? What's going...
Did you see any soldiers patrolling the area?
Something about this storm isn't right. There's no one out there. I didn't see a single soul. And something in the air gives me the... This isn't your average snowstorm. I suspect it might be related to recent events in our nation.
Are you serious? So all of us are trapped here now? That sounds a little far-fetched to me.
You want to go outside and see? I, for one, am not risking my neck in that weather.
This just turned from a minor delay into a major hassle.
We can only hope that our friend who went to fetch the blankets just ditched us and went home.
Is it really that bad? But my daughter, I won't be able to read her a bedtime story tonight.
Huh? What are you all still doing here? Whoa! It's snowing hard. So now we're stuck here? Oh, this is terrible. Luckily, it was just a dress rehearsal today, so there aren't... On the bright side, the theater's always well stocked with supplies. If the snow's still... At least, I assume that's all fine by me.
This seems like a sensible backup plan under the circumstance.
What are you staring outside and praying for, my man? You anxious to get home too?
Oh, Your Majesty the Tsaritsa, I beg you, please do not let tonight's snowstorm stop. This is a golden opportunity to spend the night under the same roof as the two tops.
I think I've changed my mind. Sir, if you so much as look at us funny, you'll be seeing stars in a whole other way. Behave yourself, or you'll be begging for that blizzard.
It's getting colder. We need to keep the indoor temperature up. Close the door and lock it tight.
This is highly irregular. A delay of over an hour during an operation like this theoretically warrants a Harbinger-level
Sarge, the day you learn to let go and just enjoy moments like this is the day you'll... Why, hello, sir. I believe you were the one sitting at a nearby... Any friend of the theater's star performers is a friend of mine. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Mitya, from the Energy Commission.
Greetings. Major Valeri, head of the Special Assignments Battalion. Armory. I am here to ensure Mr. Mitya's personal safety. Please let me know if I can...
Mr. Traveler, I cannot help but notice that Miss Odette is stealing glances at me. Any idea what that could be about? I've racked my brains, but I can't think of anything I might have done to offend her. Perhaps she noticed me spacing out during her performance? What? You mean I really did do something to upset her? Well, thanks for letting...
So, Mr. Mitya, is your work related to Project Stuja?
Yes, that's right. The higher-ups in the Fatui transferred me from the Energy Commission to the Armory Really? I can't even talk about that? Pretty sure it counts as part of my private life. All right, I won't say anything. Sorry, Traveler. As you can see, I'm afraid this pleasant chat will...
I don't think it's ever been this lively backstage before. I didn't know you were coming today. Hey, have you seen Chuganov? I heard he was coming today. Have you spoken to him at all?
I'm with you. This could be just the chance we need.
Yeah, I gotta figure out a way to coax some more intel out of him. I want to know why he suddenly changed his stance on Project Stuja.
For the Rokad, or just out of personal interest?
Shh! There are other people around. Don't say the R word.
I have to say, even though today was a rehearsal and there were some hiccups along the way, Miss Odette's performance was one of the...
I couldn't agree more. Especially considering the weight of the subject matter. It takes a truly seasoned professional to do justice. Do you think we were coming on too strong? Odette's ignoring us again.
What about you? What did you think of today's performance? Huh. That's actually a more insightful critique than I was expecting. My mother would agree. She's always thought that was my biggest flaw. I'll make sure to save a ticket for you when the show's performance ready.
This doesn't seem like the time or place to bring up the subject of Lelik. I need a chance to speak with her in private.
So unfair. Talk about double standards.
And now it looks like I've been spotted. You know Mitya too?
No, I don't. I just have a feeling that he might be dangerous.
And then there's the aristocrats. Easiest of all to deal with. You don't need to use any force whatsoever. All you have to do is show...
I don't. Do tell.
Because nothing horrifies them more than the thought of a cheap, coarse rope leaving creases on their precious million more coat. They'll do whatever you ask to avoid that fate.
Unexpected, but funny nonetheless. Tell me another one.
Well, look at that. I got myself a new listener. Hey there. Let me introduce myself. The name's Shram, and I'm a mercenary. The kind that gets paid to do odd jobs.
And I am Chuganov, an entrepreneur. If my name is unfamiliar to you, you will no doubt have heard of my...
Are you really that famous, Mr. Chuganov? How come I've never heard your name before?
Excuse me? Is that a joke? Or are you being serious?
Oh, I'll have to ask my rope later. He's probably tied up more entrepreneurs than I've ever heard of.
How are you feeling, Tonya?
I'm fine. Sorry to worry you. I'm used to it by this point. I
Child must take great care of his sister. He's never mentioned Tonya's illness.
You know, I actually find this whole thing stuck in a strange place thanks to a snowstorm. Having to spend the night with a bunch of interesting characters. Exactly. It's like one of those stories where an ordinary school trip turns into a magical adventure. I'm fine, really. Just...
Look after yourself. Otherwise, your brother will come...
My husband has major trust issues. To him, I doubt even this snowstorm is a good enough excuse for me to stay out all night.
That's the price of marrying into wealth. You'll get used to it. I'm not about to stop you if you want to leave. But don't drag me along. Hello? Can I help you?
How's it looking, Alosha?
No change from this afternoon. Heavy snow with no sign of slowing down.
May I have your attention, please? The storm is unlikely to stop tonight, and it'll be even... We at the theater owe everyone here a duty of care. Therefore, we strongly suggest that you stay on. In a few short moments, we'll give you a tour of the theater's various quarters. You can choose to sleep in the VIP room, the office, or backstage. Or on the stage if you'd prefer. We won't mind.
I'll pass on sleeping on the stage. What if the snow is stopped by tomorrow morning? The early birds in the audience might think we're part of some experiment.
A drama about sleeping? That could be fun. Maybe we could come up with a title for the production.
Not bad. Clear selling point, at least. Could be a big hit.
Anyone who doesn't wish to sleep on the stage, please follow me. I'll show you to the rooms.
I guess I'll call it a night. Though I feel like I won't sleep very well without... I'm sure she'll be worried that I haven't made it back yet. But as long as she looks out the window, she'll probably realize what's holding me. I wonder if she's feeling any better yet. At least she hasn't been getting any worse. Still...
Ah, finally. Welcome back to the world of the living, lazy bones. I was about to wake you. The black... Still waking up, huh? You know, the black mist. It's been chasing us from below ever since we were born. Come on, let's keep heading up. Onwards and upwards is the only way to survive. Don't listen to a word those black mist cultists say.
Here we go again. The endless march toward survival.
What's going on? That black mist down there is creeping me out. And it's rising. Guess I should head upwards and get away from it.
The black mist cultists believe that being swallowed by the black mist leads to everlasting peace. But if you ask me, they're just lying to themselves. We're the only heretics left. The only ones who refuse to give in. We have to keep going.
But how do you actually know that they're wrong?
Dangerous question there, Torgoth. The moment your faith wavers, you start a chain reaction that ends in the collapse of your will. Put the question out of your mind. Stay strong and believe that the black mist means certain death.
Okay, but it's not my mind that's the problem. My body's about to give up on me. It's already starting to falter.
I can't do this anymore. I've had enough of being forever on the run.
All this will pass eventually, I promise. Keep fighting. It will be worth it.
You accuse the Black Mist cultists of being liars. But you're lying too. There is no end to this path. It keeps going up forever. There was never any hope to begin with.
The cult of the Black Mist has poisoned your mind, Sobolova. Are you thinking of giving up as well?
I am. I think I'll take my chances with the Black Mist.
As much as I detest the Black Mist cultists, I'm just too weary.
Then I bid you both farewell. let me put my personal opinions aside for a moment and say, I hope fate always appears so impossibly complicated. But at moments like this, its raw simplicity is laid bare. Their fate was sealed from the instant they entertained doubt. From then on, the outcome was both inevitable and irreversible. Let's go. Torgov and Sobolova are gone. I never thought the day would come when even they would be swallowed by the black mist. It's just you and me now. Yes, it looks like it's satisfied. For now. This happens from time to time, but it won't be long before the black mist starts chasing survivors once again. No one knows how to stop its advance for... Well, we should make the most of the precious moments of rest that those two bought for us. Huh? Are you really that sleepy, Traveler?
Somebody, come quick!
What is it, Chuganov? What's wrong? Huh?
Is it morning already? What's all the commotion? Sounds like it's coming from next door. I should check and see what's going on.
Don't look, Miss Tonya. Stay here. Okay.
What happened to them?
These two people have passed away. And the strange thing is that somehow, I knew this was going to happen. Have I seen this moment before? Or did I have some kind of premonition? I can't remember what it was.
Let me take a look. No vital signs in either of them. They're dead. The cause of death, however, remains unclear. No wounds on the bodies. No signs of a struggle.
But just last night, they were chatting and joking away.
Could they have had pre-existing medical conditions? Even then, the odds of them both dying of sudden complications on the same night are extremely...
It's hard to believe that they died of natural causes. Nor does this appear to be a suicide. Who was the first to discover the bodies?
It was me. But these deaths have nothing to do with me, officer. I got up early because I wanted to see if the snow had stopped. Then I noticed that the door to this room was open, and it looked like there was a man and woman inside. I just went over to see what was going on. I had no idea they were...
I can corroborate this. I was doing my morning exercises near the stage. When I saw Mr. Chuganov heading this way, I can also confirm that I didn't see a single person approach that room before him.
The snowstorm was raging all night, and it's still going now. There's no way someone could have come in from outside.
You mean an intruder? No, not possible. I slept by the door last night as a precaution. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed if anyone had...
Everyone, split into pairs and search the theater for anyone in hiding, or any signs of suspicious activity. I'll follow up with a full search of my own.
Nothing on your end either? Backstage is clear. No signs of suspicious activity.
We checked the basement. Also clear. I don't think there's anywhere here that a living person could hide.
Are we certain that the theater doesn't have a back door? Or any tunnel or passageway wide enough for a person to fit through?
No, there's nothing like that. If people were sneaking in through some secret tunnel to avoid buying a ticket, we'd have sealed... I also checked the windows. All of them are locked from the inside, and there's no sign of anyone...
It sounds like we can safely rule out the intruder theory. If anyone came in during the night in this weather, there'd be no way for them to avoid leaving...
This can only mean one thing. It's like one of those murder mysteries you see in novels and plays, isn't it? The ones where the killer is... one of us.
We can't quite jump to that conclusion just yet.
Could he be right? It's hard to imagine something like that happening in real life. Set in a theater during a snowstorm. A murder takes place, and the killer is among us. It's such a classic trope that it seems unbelievable.
Looking at who the killer targeted, and the clean entry and exit? It all adds up. I know what this is. It's obvious now that I think about it.
What is? What have you figured out?
Both victims were wealthy, well-known local merchants. And the door was deliberately left open, so I would discover the bodies and witness the crime scene first thing in the morning. Such ruthless methods. This was your doing, wasn't it?
Lelik?
You mean Lelik is among us? And he's the killer?
Lelik. I know this code name. Member of the Rokot, anti-Project Stuja. Always works alone. I've read the case files at the Armory Palace. Walk me through your reasoning, Mr. Chuganov. What do you know about Lelik?
What now, huh? What now, Lelik? What more do you want from me? I already voted against Project Stuja at the Snezhno Gradvecha. You snuck into my house the other day while I was asleep. Left a threatening letter. And I did all that you asked. But Project Stuja cannot be so easily shaken. Not with the rooster in charge.
So he really was threatened by Lelik. That makes sense.
And now you're resorting to murder to threaten me. Isn't that right? I knew it. The Rokot despises the rich. The lives. Show yourself! Which one of you is Lelik, Tell me! I'll do whatever you want! Just stop playing these mind games!
Was this really Lelik's doing? Would Odette really do something like this? If Odette really is Lelik, this seems out of character. But then again, how well do I really know her? I'm probably the only one here with a compelling theory about Lelik's true identity. But if I reveal it now, I'll be putting Odette in the line of fire. What should I do?
I don't think it's likely that Lelik killed anyone. At least from the stories I've heard. He's never killed anyone before. And his name has never come up in connection with any murder. Besides, even if Lelik did want to threaten you, why resort to such an extreme and roundabout method? It's not his style at all.
Vodyanitsa doesn't know that Lelik might be Odette. But her assessment is pretty much identical to mine.
Miss Vodyanitsa, why do you suddenly feel the need to speak in Lelik's defense?
Defense? Oh, no. It's just... I'm worried that we're jumping to conclusions here, so I wanted to share my point of view. Also, I don't think the Rokot is as bad as...
Well, if you think I'm so wrong, what's your theory then, Why don't you tell us who the killer is?
The case is still evolving, Mr. Chuganov. Please do not prevent others from expressing their opinions so early on in the discussion.
Even so, there's no denying that the recent threat received by Mr. Chuganov may well be an important clue.
So there's still a good chance that Lelik is right here among us. I can't do this anymore. I don't care if it's still snowing outside. I have to get out of here.
Whoa, take a beat. We all know it's far too dangerous out there. Even the soldiers couldn't get to us. Go out that door, and you might not live to tell the tale. And whoever this Lelik is, they're surely not going to murder anyone in broad daylight. Be sensible, my man. You're safer inside.
As much as I regret having to say this, I'd like everyone to cooperate and refrain from exiting the premises until further notice. Because as things stand, every one of us is now a suspect. Unless anyone has further information to share, let's adjourn for now. Feel free to keep searching for clues, but make sure you don't go off alone.
You're right, that was my bad. It was a knee-jerk reaction. I didn't think it through. Luckily, no one suspected my... Oh, phew. It's just you. I thought someone was eavesdropping.
Since Vodyanitsa and I were on the same page earlier, I think I should share my thoughts with the Rokot member.
Whoa. Are you serious? I don't know if this counts as gossip, but it's definitely on track to be the juiciest this whole year. Odette? Really? Odette? Oh god, how dumb does this make me look? Lelek has been right under my nose this whole time, and I didn't—
Actually, it's exactly what you'd expect. Sometimes, hiding in plain sight is the best strategy.
And now that you mention it, the more I think about it, the more sense it seems. What are we up to now? 1, 2, 3, 4... Odette's identities. She's my coworker, specifically a ballerina, and also a Fatous, a member of the Rokot. Now, Lelek. It must be so exhausting. I just want to give her a hug. I guess since I've always known her as a member of the Fatui, it never even crossed my mind that she could be involved with the Rokot, let alone be Lelek. I don't understand. If she's with the Fatui, what reason could she have for being so opposed to
Probably best if you ask her that in person.
Well, since you waited until now to bring this up instead of announcing it to everyone earlier, does that mean we're all on the same page here? Yeah. Lelek may not follow orders from the Rokot leadership, but as far as I'm concerned, she's never crossed the line. We need to confront her face to face.
Do you think she'd really admit to being Lelek?
I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. For now, we'll work on the assumption that she didn't kill anyone, and see... Now's her chance. Odette's alone. Let's go. Hey, Odette!
What is it, you guys?
Shh! Keep your voice down. We need to talk. So, you're Lelek, aren't you? Alright, fine. You don't have to say anything or explain yourself. Just hear me out first. None of us believes you'd kill innocent people. Whoever murdered those 2 people last night, it wasn't you. The Traveler was the first to figure out your identity, but he kept quiet during the discussion just now. Still, it's clear where the group consensus is heading. Everyone believes Lelek is the culprit. If your identity is exposed, you'll be in a... We're your colleagues, and we know what kind of person you are. I don't want anything... So, can you clue us in? Tell us everything. The more we know, the more easily we'll be able to cover...
Alright. Yes, I'm Lelek. And no, I'm not the murderer. And thanks, but I don't need you to cover for me. Actually, I'm planning to reveal my identity.
Huh? You're gonna reveal that you're Lelek? Here?
That's right. I'll admit I was surprised at first when Chuganov guessed that I was here. It was just a lucky guess, but it caught me off guard. But after taking some time to assess the situation and confirm where everyone stands, I don't believe I have anything to worry about.
Are you sure you don't need a second opinion? Given the circumstances... Mr. Valeri! What?!
So... Odette is Lelek?
I don't know what game you're playing, but you've got a lot of nerve.
It's just one identity. So what if it's exposed? I can disappear and adopt a new identity anytime I made my peace with this when I chose to become Lelek. But more importantly, I promise I am not the murderer. Which means that someone else is. So, if anyone still insists that I did this, you'd best produce the evidence now. Otherwise, I suggest that you bite your tongue. Because if you really believe I killed 2 people without making a sound or leaving a trace, pointing fingers at me would surely only make you my...
Is this really the truth, Miss Odette?
That's confidence, all right. I believe.
A real no-nonsense attitude. I can see why Marionette said that she's on track to inherit the title of the...
Are you seriously buying this? Hey, officer! She just admitted to being Lelik. Aren't you going to do something about this?
I do have one question, Miss Odette. Why have you chosen this moment to come forward and reveal your identity?
If I didn't say anything, everyone would be focusing all their efforts on finding Lelik. And that is exactly what the real culprit wants. I don't want to be the scapegoat who lets the murderer get away with this crime.
Despite all the accusations, she made the smart choice. A remarkable display of rational thinking under pressure. Clearly,
She thought so far ahead. Ugh, why do I always feel like I'm one step behind her in everything?
You've convinced me. Dealing with the murder case remains the top priority right now. Let's put the name Lelik and all related incidents aside until further notice. Nevertheless, the group still considers you the prime suspect. I assume you have no quarrel with that, Miss Odette?
I understand. You're welcome to keep an eye on me around the clock. I have no objections.
Mr. Chuganov?
For my wife and daughter's sake, I'll let you off the hook for now. But don't think you're forgiven for breaking into my house and threatening me. Just...
Good work, Lelik Guard Team. And Lelik, too. Here, have some hot water.
Turns out Valeri knew about my exploits. So now I've been told I have to guard Lelik with him.
Shouldn't you be facing my way if you're guarding me? At the moment, it looks more like you're my bodyguards.
If the true culprit is indeed still at large, as you have claimed, we must keep our guard up against them.
Don't worry, Tonya. We'll get through this. Once the snow stops, the officials will step in. The investigation will get easier, and then we'll be safe.
But once the snow stops, won't everyone just leave?
You're gonna miss us, huh? Well, some of us work at the theater, so we'll still be here. I'll even give you a special backstage pass.
Really, Miss Vodyanitsa? That's awesome! You've made it.
Aw, you're so cute, Tonya. All right, let's swear to it. I promise to give you the pass, and you promise to never change your mind about being my fan.
Promise.
Don't indulge her, Tonya. You don't have to swear an oath over things like that.
You really do get carried away sometimes, don't you, Miss Vodyanitsa?
Hey, mind your own business.
Don't be nervous, Miss Wateramp. Everyone's here. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Excuse me? Do I look nervous? Don't be ridiculous.
No. You sound nervous, lass.
Oh. Wait, but how... Okay, plenty of people know that I'm a water imp, but still...
primary mode of expression. I've not come across that concept before. Do enlighten me, Vodyanitsa.
Well, it's just... We water imps tend to communicate our emotions to each other by singing, rather than facial. The emotions we convey through song take precedence over our facial expressions. So, we think of it as our primary mode of expression.
I'm impressed, Shram. I didn't take you for a man of culture, but you're clearly right.
It's not about being cultured or not. The thing is, this mode of expression can usually only be understood by other water imps. It's not... And yet, you're clearly human, Mr. Shram.
It's really not the big deal you're making it out to be. I think I just have a knack for it. Plus, I have a... very close friend who's a water imp. A delightful lady. Anyway, we spent so much time together that before I knew it, I noticed that...
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Still, the fact that you have a water imp friend is even more surprising. I'd better watch what I'm singing when I'm around you from now on.
Hey, what are you implying? You're not secretly insulting the audience in your song.
Heavens, why would I do a thing like that?
It's getting late. We should discuss our sleeping arrangements for tonight. It's a guard against...
I suggest that we don't sleep in separate quarters tonight. It will be safer if we all stay together.
As long as someone keeps an eye on Lelik, I'm quite...
Are you saying that you wish to bet your life on Miss Odette being the killer?
Nonsense. Of course not.
Then I propose the following arrangement for tonight. The Traveler, Odette, and I will form the Night Watch. We'll sleep in shifts, but 2 of us must be awake at any given time.
An excellent idea. This allows us to handle the Night Watch while also keeping an eye on Lelik. Meanwhile, the rule of taking shifts in pairs resolves the other issue. Namely that we can't necessarily trust the Traveler or I expect that plan took you quite some time to come up with, didn't it?
Actually, our field combat manual outlines a similar approach. Although the scenario there involves guarding prisoners overnight during field op. That being said, I must clarify that I harbor no disrespect towards you. In fact, Lelik's numerous covert operations make fine textbook examples for military agents.
I care less about respect and more about the fact that you just robbed me of 2/3 of my sleep tonight. I'm calling dibs on being the first to rest. Good night.
It's almost time. We should wake Odette. Oh, not going to argue with that. I'll take a quick nap. If you start to feel sleepy...
It's finally time for Odette and I to share the Night Watch. I should wake her up. I came here to get information from her in the first place. Maybe...
How long are you gonna keep staring at me? Couldn't sleep. My mind's been running haywire. Plus, there's something I've been meaning to talk to you about. I had a hunch that you wanted a conversation, too. Let's take this chance to clear the... I just had a simple question for you, really. It's... Rosaline. In her final moments, did she have any... last words or anything? I see. Well, that was all. No. She was utterly ruthless in pursuing her goals. That kind of person should be hard to miss. And yet, even though I never approved of her methods, and she was an abrasive person, the fact remains that I am indebted to her. Oh, she told you. I guess that makes sense. I think she and Rosaline were on pretty good... Yes. Rosaline wasn't the kind to gossip about this sort of thing. Not that when I was a child, I had to join the Fatui for the sake of my mother and me. It was extremely grueling. And it didn't exactly come naturally to me. All I could do was try to ignore the biting cold and practice, practice, practice. I was a newcomer who'd managed to make a good first impression on a harbinger. There was pressure to live up to her expectations, to be worthy of the fair lady's reputation. Every day was a struggle against the cold, pain, and fatigue. And most nights, I struggled to fall asleep. After enduring all that, I've become almost immune to the sensation of pain. I suppose that was the cost of... Surely, any child who had to experience that would grow to hate her lot in life. So I put an equal amount of effort into my ballet. Because in my young mind, that was the only way to defy my fate. It was my way of telling her, the Fatui's demands and your expectations of me are not what I think she probably blamed my poor performance in training on my passion for ballet. She knew my heart wasn't in it. One time, when I was secretly practicing a dance at night, she suddenly showed up. I told her, "You don't deserve to watch the dance I learned from my mother." She looked stunned. I guess she was surprised that I lashed out first, but strangely enough, on that occasion, she wasn't fierce with me like she was during training. Instead, she fell silent for a moment. After that, she never interfered with my dancing or asked me how it was going. She never came to watch me dance again either. But even now, whenever I take out this core Ignis, I can't help but think of that night. Of the look on her face, sort of. Although gift might be too kind a term. This is her flame sealed within ice. She knew the location of every piece of core Ignis. If any recipient started acting suspiciously, she'd be onto them immediately. Trust her to make even a mark of approval feel So, when news of Rosaline's death reached Snezhnaya, many people immediately crushed their core Ignis. It gave them a profound sense of relief. But I kept mine. With my sensitivity to pain being as dull as it is, the warmth from this core Ignis, I still wonder, did she really come to stop me that night? I wasn't sure, but I was scared. I guess she didn't leave anything behind. Not that I expected her to. It's fine. It's just a bit of a shame that we couldn't settle our differences before the end. She did. Are you sure she was talking about this event? No, she didn't. I didn't even find out that she'd gone to Mondstadt until a while after she'd left. Wait, in that case... Okay, I will. Thanks for letting me know.
There's something I'm trying to figure out. I'm beginning to suspect that Paimon's mystery illness is being caused by the energy research behind... Paimon's very important to me, so I have to get to the bottom of this. I figured that since you're Lelik, you might know...
The ultimate goal of this energy experiment is to... The weapon's construction was completed in Nodkrai. Now, all that remains is to arm it with a sufficiently powerful energy. Yes, the weapon's development and all the related experiments are overseen by Lord Piero, the Jester. And the lab is located deep within the armory. I'm not sure why this experiment would be making Paimon feel unwell, though. The best way to get to the bottom of it would be to go there and... Once we get out of here, I'll help you apply for an entry permit. And I'm hardly the organization's proudest member, as you know. You answered my question about Rosaline. I want to do you a favor in return. It's that simple.
What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
You two seem to be hitting it off.
I thought you were sleeping.
Of course I was. In the military, one learns to fall asleep quickly, even in the most inhospitable environments.
Even if he was awake, he can't have overheard us, right?
Well, thank you both for keeping watch. Traveler, I'll take over for now. It's your turn to get some sleep.
Sure. This is our second night here, but at least I found out a little more about Paimon's condition. I hope she's been sleeping well the past couple of days. Why do I feel like I'm being watched? Seriously? Is this payback for when I stared at her earlier? Never mind. I'd better try and get some sleep myself.
Hey, what are you spacing out for? Are you reaching your...
How long have we been walking for? Do you remember?
Time's lost all meaning. Ever since we noticed that thing above our heads.
A star key? Or key star? Anyway, the person who named it was swallowed by the black mist.
Whatever it's called, ever since we noticed it, we've been walking up and up, hoping that as long as we reach it, we can find a way out of this place. But it seems like no matter how far we walk, we never get any closer.
Well, we've come this far. You never know. Maybe we're almost there? Come on, enough moping. Let's go. The black mist is catching up. How many times we've run into that? Be careful.
Hey, tough guy. What the?
That's it!
Now I'm back!
Fighting frog! Shut up! Run faster.
You wanna fight? Let's go! What the?
Monsters ahead of us. The black mist behind us. It feels like there's no escape.
Fine. What the? Shut up! Run faster.
Are you hurt, Coolish?
No. I'm fine. It's just...
I get you. In fact, I reached my limit a long time ago.
Yeah. The hope that the star gives us is the only thing keeping us going. But I'm not sure it's real at all. Otherwise, why would it always be out of reach?
We know you mean well, but you're only saying that to try and encourage us to keep going, aren't you?
Thank you, friend. But enough is enough. Please don't give me any more false hope. You're going to continue, aren't you? I admire that. I've given up, but...
It's not an illusion. We really are getting closer to the star.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You're the first person to make it here. I'm the star's envoy. The black mist has stopped rising. Its hunger is satisfied for now. This is a good opportunity. I'll let you get some rest before we continue. What do you mean, leave? The star represents the starting point. Congratulations on reaching the starting point. Once you are ready, we will head out and walk up. Huh? What's wrong? Hey, don't give up before the journey's even begun. Rampana! Rampana!
Is that Vodyanitsa's voice? What happened?
Coolish, wake up! Please wake up!
The situation is identical to that of the 2 casualties yesterday. We cannot ascertain the cause of death.
At least there are some elements that we can rule out this time. They slept on the stage with everyone else. So
Rampana. Coolish.
Weren't some of us keeping watch last night? 3 of us, in fact.
I'm as confused as you are. Certainly nothing unusual happened on my watch.
Likewise, and from what I've observed so far, both Miss Odette and the Traveler can be trusted.
To be honest, I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. I couldn't help but think I was the target, so I just laid there with my eyes closed. I heard the Traveler and Lelik chatting, but otherwise I don't recall.
Me too. I didn't want to wake everyone up, so I was concentrating hard, trying not to cough. Then, what could possibly be causing this? Once was bad enough. I can't believe it happened again. I worked closely with Rampana and Coolish for so long. I never imagined that one day they'd... And... Vodyanitsa...
4 victims in just 2 days. And we still don't have I need to get to the bottom of this as soon as possible. And above all, keep Tonya safe. I'd never be able to look...
Still snowing?
Yes, I just checked. Still no sign of anyone outside.
So we only have ourselves to rely on.
If you ask me, this killer can clearly strike whenever they please. The Night Watch was a useless endeavor from the start. Lelik must be an expert in poisoning. Clearly she used some poison that can't be detected.
Here we go again.
Listen, I was already thinking to myself last night, was Lelik's reason for revealing her identity the real story? Well, now, she's been playing us for fools. You get off on this, don't you? Revealing your identity, only to carry on with...
That's a hideous thought. One that only a hideous mind like yours could dream up.
How dare you?
That's enough! Yesterday, you named Lelik as a suspect because the victims were both wealthy merchants. Lelik might have had a motive, but today's victims were just ordinary people. Not to mention that they were colleagues of Odette and mine. What reason would she have to murder them?
Who knows? Maybe you don't know her as well as you think. I implore you all to ask yourselves, how many people are there really in this world that have what it takes to kill another person? Lelik is well known to be a ruthless operator, and now she has revealed her identity. How could it be any more?
Everything you've said so far is still just conjecture, which doesn't constitute a concrete lead.
How can you defend her, officer? What did she say to you while you were on Night Watch? Maybe I shouldn't be so surprised. You military types are always colluding with criminals, all so you can get your grubby paws on our hard-earned fortunes, then tell us to fall in line. the Fatui, the Druzhna, and the Rokot. Thugs, the lot of you! Don't you dare!
Sir, but you were the one. 4 people have already died. Only yesterday I was chatting with Mr. Coolish. Then we woke up in the morning. Turning against one another is the last thing we
Little girl.
Even if Mr. Chuganov is a puffed up pig, he's still one of the victims here, isn't he?
Quite.
I had no intention of resorting to violence. But you're right, Miss Tonya. In any case, I believe Mr. Chuganov has calmed down a little now.
I don't think there's any need for that. What is there to discuss? Nothing about this situation is normal.
Did you have an idea, Mitya? You're the brainiac here, right? Come on, clue us in.
I've been mulling something over. All the leads we have so far concern things from outside the theater. Miss Odette's alter ego, the threats Mr. Chuganov received. But then there's the 2 double murder crime scenes themselves, which have given us absolutely nothing to go on whatsoever. That's highly unusual. Even with the most careful killers, there's always some evidence left behind.
So what are you suggesting?
I think this could be a supernatural event. It isn't characteristic of human-on-human homicide at all.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you supposed to be a scientist? That doesn't sound like a conclusion someone like you is supposed to make.
I got into scientific research because of my insatiable curiosity. But if the present situation defies all known scientific explanation...
Now that you mention it, I remember when I first came to the theater. Haunted?
Yeah, I think I heard the same thing. But I mean, they're only rumors, right?
Well, this has taken an unexpected turn. A haunted theater? If Paimon were here, she'd probably be hiding behind me in fear right now.
Why don't we take this opportunity to look for clues again with a more open mind? Maybe a different perspective will help.
Very well. Whether it's criminals or ghosts we're looking for, the same rules apply. Everyone...
Valeri, come take a look at this. You too, Trap.
Some sort of notebook. What is it?
It's the on-duty logbook for the theater. Coolish was... He mostly used it to record any unusual incidents during a show, audience numbers, exit times, and so on. Yes, he'd always have this logbook with him when he checked tickets at the entrance.
This should confirm a lot of key details about the recent show. So, you find anything unusual?
Yes. The number of people. I've checked and double-checked, but the numbers... Apparently, we have an extra person among us.
Are we certain that logbook is accurate? Could someone have sneaked in without buying a ticket or something?
Unlikely. Coolish took his duties very seriously. Not to mention that this was a dress rehearsal, meaning smaller audience numbers and tighter ticket restrictions than usual.
We no longer have our tickets with us, do we? They got collected on entry.
Unfortunately not. The theater recycles tickets. Once people are in the door, they don't tend to leave until the show ends. So we collect the tickets at the point of entry. Still, I'm inclined to believe that this discrepancy in the...
Did an extra person just materialize out of thin air?
Tonya, did you find anything?
Not yet. Still looking. So... Are we...
This looks like... somebody's notebook. Shall we read it together?
Well, it doesn't look scary. All right, let's read it together.
This has to be Vodianitsa's writing, sure.
Maybe it's a little rude for us to peek at this. I feel like I just read someone's secret diary by accident. It sounds like she's writing this for her parents, right? I don't understand.
Because her water imp parents belong to the aristocracy, who were driven out of Snezhnaya by the Tsaritsa long ago. And now they live somewhere new, where the postman can't get to.
We're sorry.
It's fine. My fault for not storing it properly. I can't leave things lying around and expect them to get ignored. All right, give me my notebook back. I'll take over the
Ah, Traveler. Since you're here, come take a look at this.
Alosha found it. We're both curious to hear your perspective. It appears to be well, an investigation report. And the focus of the investigation was...
An investigation report, huh? Looks quite old. This person's name looks to be of Sumeru.
The theater manager must have hired an investigator once specifically to look into this issue. But it doesn't look...
Presumably, the manager wanted to know if the supposed haunting was dangerous, while also being fearful of word getting out in case it affected the theater's business. Anyway, the bottom line is, the haunting is actually real after all. It's caused by an obstruction in the ley lines. Is there...
Ley line problems are pretty unexceptional to me by this point. And while it's hard to imagine what connection it could have to these two murder cases.
Some of the language that appears at the very end of the report caught my eye. Angel... My area of research doesn't touch on any of that, so it's completely outside of my wheelhouse. Huh? A piece of paper just fell out from the report. It landed right by your feet. How unnerving. It was tucked inside the report, so death is near. Is that supposed to be what's going on here? With us, in the theater? But if so, how did the author foresee it? Could he predict the future somehow?
Maybe things are more complicated than we thought.
No, wait a second. If we take the report and the note at face value, they completely contradict one another. The report definitively concludes that the hauntings in the theater are harmless and cannot affect the real world. But the note seems to be warning of potential danger. The question is, what exactly does the note mean by death? The various ways we could interpret this keyword lead in completely different directions. If we take all this together, it's not impossible, is it? If anything, it's the natural conclusion.
Oh, I beg to differ. This sounds to me like a product of a researcher's vivid imagination. And perhaps it's because I'm still viewing it.
Does it really sound that far-fetched? Alright, well, let's treat that as speculation for now. I do agree with what you've said, so...
Good. Okay, now that we finally have some meaningful leads, I think it's time to So, that's about everything we've discovered so far. I'll share my theory first. Based on what we've learned from the logbook, I believe the extra person among us is most likely the killer. If the killer had simply bought a ticket, it would have greatly increased the risk of their identity being... I expect he or she either hid in the theater ahead of time, or found a way to slip past the ticket inspection. They then blended in with...
What about the note found in the investigation report? Any thoughts on how that fits in?
The killer may have simply planted it there as some sort of sick joke. I've seen my fair share of psychopathic killers.
So, it has nothing to do with the haunting of the theater?
This theory makes sense to me. If we have an audience member unaccounted for, chances are they didn't come here to watch the show.
Could it really be that simple?
So, in other words, all we have to do is find out who got in here without a ticket? Then let me make one thing clear. All the theater staff should be well aware that I came here for the rehearsal legitimately, yes?
It's true. I hear you used every trick in the book to get a hold of that ticket, too. Everything short of throwing it...
I most certainly did not degrade myself in such a way.
Probably a stupid question, but I might as well ask. Guess it was naive of me to expect them to just admit to it.
Especially after the unprompted Lelic reveal. Once was already a miracle. Twice would be unfathomable.
I don't believe any of us here knew Shram before all this. Mr. Shram, did you really go through the ticket inspection to get in?
Huh? Me? Why am I being singled out, my friend? Do I seem that's...
It's not that you stand out as suspicious. More that everyone else has been ruled out as trustworthy.
Okay. Well, we spent the best part of 2 days together now. So I'm sure you can all tell what kind of person I am.
Yeah, I have no doubt that you're a good person. But the problem is, none of us here actually know you, so... Although, actually, what was it you said last night? Yeah, you're friends with that water imp, which is why you understand our primary motive. Last time I checked, there were barely any of us remaining in Snezhnaya, since most of the water imps left. Could you? And I suppose it's also kind of a way for everyone...
Good grief. Are you blushing? Pull yourself together, man. Stop giggling like a teenage boy. It's revolting.
Hey, revolting is a little strong. All right, fine. I'll admit it. I was just a bodyguard hired by our family. But the stars must have aligned, because sparks began to fly between me and their daughter. Never in my wildest dreams did I think...
We don't need details. Just get to the point.
Okay. I'm just a little hesitant to reveal her name, that's all. You know how it is, even with me to protect her. If word gets out that she's dating a human, both the Fae and human factions will give her a hard time.
Really? Wait, no.
Huh? Shram, what the devil are you talking about?
Why is everyone looking at me like that?
Delicate times. Factions?
Yes? You know, the Civil War? Last time I checked...
If I'm not mistaken, the last significant civil war in Snezhnaya history was over 400 years ago. When Her Majesty the Tsaritsa had just...
What do you mean, 400 years ago?
What's going on here? Is Shram from the past?
All right, Mr. Mitya, you win this round. As far-fetched as it is.
I'm just as amazed as you are. I didn't even believe it myself, to be honest.
Is someone going to explain what's going on here?
From the look on your face, you figured it out too, haven't you, Traveler?
That seems to be the case. Shram's the extra person, but there's no way of learning his... The theater's ley lines have been modified to block souls within its grounds from returning to them. Mr. Shram's statement proves he is from hundreds of years ago. And according to the investigation report on the theater hauntings, Mr. Shram is very likely... That's not it. This is Mr. Valeri's hypothesis. If there is no supernatural... I don't think I'm that redundant. For some unknown reason, the soul that has been wandering the theater due to the ley line issues has joined our group and blended... Yeah, that must be the immediate reason why the ticket count doesn't... All of last night, Lelik, that is, Odette was under surveillance. Since we discovered that Mr. Shram is from the past, it seems the death of those victims is an irrefutable fact. It is the outcome. The contents of the investigation report have been verified. There are indeed ley line issues and wandering souls in the theater. Death is near. That must mean that there's a dead person in our midst.
Yeah, the logic is clear now. The investigation report said that there would be souls stuck wandering around the theater because Mr. Shram must be one such soul who died in the theater a long time ago. In which case, that also makes him our extra person. So when the note said death is near, it must have been referring to death as in the deceased. People who died a long time ago.
Someone who died a long time ago.
In short, there's a dead person among us. The extra person we've been searching for is a ghost from the past.
You mean I'm a ghost? No. Don't make jokes like that, my man. There must be some mistake. But even if I was dead, I know for a fact I didn't kill anyone these past 2 nights.
Yeah, even if all that's true, the report also said the souls inside the theater can't affect...
Then what if the problem isn't the souls at all, but the ley lines themselves? The ley lines have a powerful ability to attract and devour souls. Let's say that the ley lines are like a black hole, constantly seeking to engulf souls. But the souls that don't want to return are trying to avoid
Why does this analogy sound so familiar?
What happens when the black hole can't achieve its goal? I'm only speculating here, but what if it ended up swallowing innocent souls by mistake? Or intentionally taking other souls to compensate?
That could explain why we weren't able to determine a cause of death. If you're right, and their souls were devoured by the ley lines. It does make some sense.
It does seem to explain a lot of the things we couldn't make sense of. Does that mean it's true?
Except there's no concrete evidence. Mitya is relying on a lot of logical Still, it seems like the best explanation we have under the...
Alright, so how could Shram not know that he's dead? Seems a little unlikely that he hasn't noticed anything unusual even after several days interacting with us.
On the contrary, it's perfectly normal for a soul to wander the theater for centuries without questioning their existence or reason for being there. It's simply what's natural for them.
You know what, Mr. Brainiac? I think you might actually be right after all. I'm trying to remember and... even though my head feels like it's going to explode, I think... it's all coming back to me. I was the one who didn't want to remember my own death. So I forced...
Well, I'm sure those are painful memories.
My lady and I snuck out to go on a date one day. We bought tickets for the theater. It wasn't really my thing, but I was just happy to be together. All of a sudden, a group of people burst into the theater, shouting for all the water imps to get out. Performers and audience members included. It was clear the conflict between humans and Fae had reached a boiling point. This time, the extremists were even coming after the water imps who had nothing to do with the war. I thought I could pull one over on them. So I took off my jacket, draped it over my lady, and tried to sneak out amid the chaos. But I got caught. They started shouting, calling me a... But I was going to do whatever it took to buy our chance to escape. No matter how many people stood in my way. I had to. Both as their bodyguard. And out of love.
It's all right, friend. You can stop there if you want. You don't need to...
It's just... Even now, I'm still struggling to accept the truth. I'm... sorry, everyone. If I'd known I was a dead man walking, I wouldn't have dragged you down with me. If I'm the cause of all this death, then punish me however you see fit.
But... Mr.
No. I refuse to be a burden. I know what I have to do. You said I've been wandering the theater for centuries, right? I guess it's high time I got a breath of fresh air. Out there, I mean. I'll leave this place.
Mr. Shram, I'm sure we can figure out a different course of...
My good sir, we both know I'm not supposed to be here. I should have accepted my death long ago.
No, I'm speaking on a personal level.
Let it go, man. Oh, wait. One last thing. Miss Waterimp. My lover. Her name...
Ozarova. Oh, Auntie Ozarova. That's what we all called her. I remember her as a very kind elder. She had a bunch of kids, too.
I'm so glad she survived. And she had lots of kids? Good. That's... as long as she went on to be happy. That's all that matters. Besides, I'm dead. My soul's been wandering around here for so... There's no need to see me off, my friends. I've enjoyed our time together over these past few days. Perhaps...
Take care, my man.
I know Mr. Shram was already dead, but...
Death is cruel, no matter how we might try to make sense of it.
So, was the conflict between Fae and humans really that bad back then? I was only little, so I don't remember much. It's terrible. Even the historical records about that time period don't say much about it. All people know is that the Tsaritsa founded the Fatui, drove out most of the Fae aristocracy without explanation, then used her terrifying power.
It seems to me like the Tsaritsa chose to make herself the enemy. She downplayed the conflict, directing whatever animosity both sides had. That's also why, despite how brutal the conflict was at the time, there hasn't been much lingering tension between humans and Fae since. Things have been...
So, the Tsaritsa banished the Fae to protect the Fae living in the city? She offered herself up to be hated in exchange for peace.
Maybe it's not quite as bad as it sounds. I don't think Her Majesty is too concerned if mortals hate her or not. And besides, there...
All this time, I had no idea.
Alright, if Mitia's theory is correct, then I think we can consider this matter settled.
Ugh, if only this blasted storm wasn't still raging on.
Looks like now we can just rest until the snowstorm stops. I still can't believe Shram turned out to be a ghost who'd been in the theater for hundreds of years. To think he was dead this whole time.
Knock knock.
Huh?
Knock knock.
You know the door isn't closed, right? You don't have to knock.
Think of it as a signal then. When I'm entering someone else's room and I knock, I'm here as Odette. If I don't knock, thanks.
So, why did you come to find me?
Vodyanitsa said you knew about my secret identity from the start, but when everyone was discussing who Lelik could be, you were worried that revealing what you knew would be unfair to... Yes, I'm extremely grateful for that.
It's nothing. I mean, you didn't hold what happened with Signora against me, so...
Actually, there's something else as well. I found myself in a situation similar to the one you were in when you helped, so I thought I'd come and ask you for advice. It's about Mitia. Before all of this, the last time I saw him, he was dead. As I'm sure you know, my goal as Lelik was to stop Project Stuja. Well, when I found out the tech lead for the experiment behind Project Stuja was Mitia, I immediately started planning to track him down and I often saw him around the theater, but I soon concluded that making my move there would risk exposing my... So I decided to infiltrate the Armory Palace and go directly to his lab. That way, the threat would be much more effective. Well, I suppose there was a bit of luck involved, but I am a Fatus, so I already had some familiarity with the building's layout. But when I finally made it to his lab, Mitia seemed to be dead. I checked his breathing and his pulse. He had no vital... I thought maybe another anti-Project Stuja activist had beaten me to it, and chosen a much more brutal method. So I made myself scarce.
That's why you were so on guard around Mitia that first night here.
Yes. When I saw him sitting in the audience during the performance, I could barely contain the shock. To me, it was a miracle. Somehow, he'd come back from the dead. But then, the murder started happening and things got so complicated that it wasn't really at the front of my mind. That is, until Mitia himself said there must be a dead person among us.
And yet, you thought that bringing it up right away would single Mitia out. Just like when everyone was suspecting Lelik.
Exactly. I thought there could be something I was missing. Besides, we soon figured out that Mr. Shram was a ghost. And we knew there was only one extra...
But now, it seems like there's another candidate. I understand why you kept it to yourself. There was so much information being thrown around during that discussion.
So, what do you think we should do?
Let me confirm one thing first. When was it that you...
Around a week ago. Sometime in the afternoon.
A week ago? That's earlier than I thought. I saw him just a few days ago at a restaurant. He seemed completely normal to me. chatting with Vodianitsa, trying to...
So he was definitely alive on that day. Huh. Well, all I can...
Here's a thought. The reason we even suspected a dead person could be among us was because of the problem with the theater. But Mitya's death happened inside the Armory Palace. The ley lines affecting the theater shouldn't reach that far.
You're right. I guess he doesn't fit the profile of the
I think the chances of it being him are very low. Surely he can't have died for real in the Armory Palace.
Unless what?
Unless he really did come back from the dead.
You're right.
Huh, what's this? A private meet and greet? Where do I line up?
That's not what's going on here.
Well, I was just making the rounds. Thought I'd try to lighten the mood a bit.
What is going on with this storm? Could it be connected to that monster that just arrived in...
I almost hope it is. Her Majesty the Tsaritsa left to vanquish that beast herself.
Do you think people still feel the cold after they die? I'm wondering about Shram. Oh, maybe we...
Death itself is cold, isn't it? I'm sure the storm will embrace him.
Well, I hope he has a safe journey. I'm going to miss him, I think. Thinking back on it, we barely made it out alive ourselves. Once we get out of here, how are we going to explain what happened to their family?
Are you okay? Here, take this. I've never used it.
Look who's Mr. Nice Guy all of a sudden. Is it because Tonya stood up for you this morning? At least you know how to return.
Yeah, without Tonya, who knows how badly he would have been hurt.
I told you already, I never intended to resort to violence.
Bunch of rascals. Little girl? I was rather surprised when you spoke up for me this morning. I didn't think I had many admirers.
Oh, no need to thank me. I said some bad stuff.
I've been, too embarrassed to admit it, but, you remind me of so kind to everyone, but never lets her old man off the hook. Unless my wife and I are, especially when she was little. Every time I... All right, easy now. How long have...
I don't know. It's probably been a while.
Are you taking anything for it?
Yeah. I'll be fine once I see my brother. He's gonna pick some frost fairy flower leaves and...
I see. That's...
We should probably discuss arrangements for tonight, now that the deceased has left our midst. However, out of an abundance of caution...
Shouldn't we take shifts? I can take one if needed.
No need. I managed to get a nap in earlier, so I have plenty of energy right now.
What a long day. This whole situation turned out to be way more complicated than I expected. But Valeri's right. I should just try to calm down and get some rest.
He's awake! He's awake! Get over here, you big lug, and take a look!
If you must call me something, call me Mr. Door. The Black Mist is coming. You need to go.
Are you all right? Can you walk? We just got attacked by monsters on our way up. That Mr. Door fellow protected us. He just seemed to come out of nowhere. Not much of a talker, but when it comes to taking down monsters, that man doesn't hold back. Curses! The Black Mist is catching up to us. We need to keep going. Mr. Door, I don't believe I've ever seen you around here before. Why is that?
There's no need to try to get to know me. I'm just...
Looking for trouble?
Get rid of them! I can just push these ones off.
Well, anyway, we're lucky to have you here. Thanks for saving us earlier.
No need to thank me. This is where my duty lies.
Oh, remarkable work, Mr. Door. Oh, if I had your muscles, I'd do the same. Are none of these doors the one you're looking for?
No.
Come no closer.
Oh, goodness!
I'm so exhausted. And the black mist is still rising. Oh. Wait, look! There's more monsters down there. Are they coming from within the black mist? No, no! They're gaining on us! Quick, keep going, or... Mr. Door, what are you doing? We need to get out of here. They're coming!
Found it. This is my door.
What? You mean you're going to stay?
I am a door. This is where my duty lies.
No! You saved us. We can't leave you behind.
You must keep going. A door can only keep things out for so long. You must make haste.
But... Oh, you're right. Let's go. We can't let Mr. Door's sacrifice be in vain. The black mist isn't moving anymore. Looks like both the monsters and Mr. Door are gone. I didn't just imagine all that, did I? Surely I wasn't so scared out of my mind that I... Oh, okay, good. There's no way we both hallucinated the same thing. Getting sleepy? Well, looks like we're safe for now. Go ahead. Let's get some rest.
What time is it? Is it morning? I think I had a nightmare. I guess everyone's still asleep? These past 2 days have been exhausting.
Valeri? Wake up! Everyone needs to wake up!
Just like the last 2 nights. No clear cause of death. I've been a real thorn in your side, haven't I, Mr. Valeri? Now you can rest in peace. But for me, life will be all the duller for not having...
How's Tonya? Is she okay?
I just checked on her, and it doesn't seem like anything serious. She's just exhausted from the past couple of days, and she's still recovering from...
That means Valeri was the only one who died last night.
If Valeri was awake and keeping watch, it would have been impossible to kill him without waking everyone else up.
This is so frustrating. Why has nothing changed since yesterday? I thought we already dealt with the dead person causing all this.
Actually, one thing has changed. There's only 1 victim this time, not 2.
no similar cases have ever been confirmed. After the deceased Shram left, there was one less victim last night. It's a reasonable conclusion, considering the number of people who die each night is equivalent to the number of dead among us.
Exactly. We identified Mr. Shram, and the night after he left, the death toll dropped from 2 to 1. By that logic, there must be one more dead person left among us.
Another one? But there was only one person unaccounted for in the ticket checks, right? The head count should match up now.
Having an extra person was definitely a cause for alarm, but being one person short isn't nearly as unusual. Someone could have left in the middle of the show, or...
One more dead person among us. If Mitya's theory is right, then what... It's just, at the time, we had no... If only we'd taken it more seriously as a possibility. Maybe this could have been avoided.
I'm sorry. This is my fault. I had information that could have been helpful, but I held...
I'm partly to blame as well. I was too quick to dismiss Odette's concerns.
What is this about? What have you two been getting up to behind my back?
Sounds like there's some big news you've been keeping from the rest of us. Well, we're all ears. I'm the dead person? Wow, that's certainly news to me.
Odette and I talked about it yesterday, but we thought it just wasn't possible, so we...
Yeah, I don't blame you. If I'd been there, I probably would have reached the same conclusion. It just sounds too unbelievable. Let me just try and verify this. I just scoured my memories trying to think back to the afternoon Miss Odette mentioned, but I honestly have no recollection of dying. That's where I'm...
Having seen Mr. Mitya a few days ago myself...
Well, if it isn't Mitya, then who? Do we vote on it?
If you don't mind me asking, Traveler, I believe you mentioned that you know Tonya's brother. Had you ever met her before all this?
No, never. Wait, are you saying...
Now just 1 minute. I know where this is going. You can't just... You're in the hot seat, and all of a sudden you want to divert our...
Trying to pick a fight, Mr. Chuganov? Whenever you open your mouth, all you do is attack people, and I've had enough of it. If you don't want...
You little brat!
Did Mitya ask about Tonya because he suspects her? I suppose I only identified her by age, and nothing else. Could that mean...
I'm just saying, you're going around casting suspicion on people for no reason. I can vouch for her, if nothing else. I've seen her before. She's the sister of that harp...
Oh, really? You're telling the truth?
Since being here, I don't think I ever mentioned she was Child's sister specifically. Does Chuganov act...
If Chuganov can vouch for her, then it can't be Tonya either. In which case, it seems Miss Odette, could you go over that afternoon with me one more time? When you found me...
No problem.
No matter how hard I try, I just can't remember anything about dying. But I do remember something else. Miss Vojanitsa, during our last meal together, I told you how some of the researchers were suffering from temporary memory loss.
Oh, yeah. You said it was hindering the progress of your
Right. And even though I don't remember dying that day, I'm pretty sure I experienced something like amnesia. Some of my memories from that afternoon...
Are you suggesting you're missing the memory of your...
Of course. How am I only just realizing this? Humans...
You mean being silently assassinated, or dying in your sleep? Situations like that?
The researcher's amnesia. Suddenly it all makes sense. I must thank you, Odette. I think your perspective just helped me reach a breakthrough on a series of issues that have been... All right. It's decided then.
Leave? Hey, wait a minute. Aren't you rushing into this? What if you're wrong? You'll pay with your life!
Come on, kid. Aren't you gonna fight for your life?
I have other reasons beyond what's been discussed. In fact, thinking back, I remember during Miss Odette's performance, while I was sitting in the audience stalls, a brilliant new idea for my research popped into my mind. I can't remember it now at all, and I didn't take any notes. I guess that must be another instance of temporary amnesia.
No. Hold on. I see where you're going with this. You're suggesting that each instance, there's a glaringly obvious flaw in that idea, no? How can one person—
I believe Miss Odette's account. During the period where my memory is blank, I must have been either dead or in a similar state. All it would take is for the same thing to happen in the theater, and I would come under the effect of the ley lines in this vicinity.
But—
There's no evidence to suggest that anyone other than me is a candidate for the deceased. So, please relax, everyone. I don't think things are as bad as they may seem. If I really am the deceased, then to leave the— If, on the other hand, I'm still alive right now, well, apparently you've all witnessed—
Mitya's right. This is the only thing we can try right now. I think he's deliberately downplaying the gravity of the situation.
What is a scientist if not someone who gambles on experiment after experiment in an attempt to obtain the truth? With this snowstorm, the ley line phenomenon, ghosts of the dead, and my amnesia, we've been paralyzed by not knowing and powerless to do anything about it. But if I do get resurrected, you can be sure that I'll come back with the truth of all this. Just you wait.
Poor Mr. Mitya. I didn't even get to see him one last—
Maybe it's a good thing that you weren't there to see it. It was a hard thing to watch.
I hate goodbyes. Why does it feel like everyone around me is slowly disappearing? Not just in here, I mean.
Maybe it's the realization that, at the end of life, come to think of it, the main reason we're still alive right now is pure luck. Each morning here, for every one of us, there's the chance that we might not wake up. You could take it a step further and say that the same is true outside, too. Who can ever be 100% sure when they drift off to sleep that they'll open their eyes again in the morning? If I make it out of here, I'm going to cherish every moment that I'm awake and live without any regrets.
Without regrets. I feel like a strange sense of anxiety has been quite—
Are you okay? You look really glum.
If something's bugging you, let's talk about it. There's only a few of us left here now.
I have a travel companion named Paimon. Alosha and Odette have met her before.
You're worried about her, aren't you? That makes sense. We've been trapped in here for days.
To be honest, I used to feel like I was just a spectator in this world, watching everything.
A descender?
But with Paimon by my side, over time, I slowly felt my connection to this world growing strong. She loves eating, sleeping, and having fun, but she's also a great guide. It's her authenticity that makes this whole world feel more real for me. Over the last few days that we've been apart, I've often caught myself wondering, what would Paimon say if she were here right now? But by the time I snap out of it, the conversation has already moved on. And I'm trying to overcome this sense of detachment, but I really miss Paimon. I guess, in a way.
I bet she misses you when you're not there as well. Maybe you're her entire world too.
I don't know if this will make you feel any better, but back when the water imps left Snezhnegrad in droves, I also felt like the whole world was set. I could be surrounded by people all smiling and having fun, and still feel completely separate from it. So, I totally understand how you Later on, I started to think, maybe accepting the fact that our loved ones won't always be with us. All we can do is cherish their companionship from moment to moment. So, once we get out of here, you better hurry back to our side as fast as you can. You can't let your story end in regret.
Thank you. That's exactly what I needed to hear.
But Vodyanitsa, if you hate goodbyes too, why didn't you leave with your
That's just the choice I made. I used to regret it, but I don't anymore. Like I said before, singing is a water imp's primary mode of expression. It's how we convey our emotion. Our songs have echoed through this theater for hundreds of years. Each one a story pieced together. But does a story exist without someone to read it? To me, the answer is no. So I made the choice to stay. That way, there would still be someone left to sing these songs and listen to their stories.
Could you teach me how to understand your people's songs sometime? I want to...
A fan after my own heart. Thank you, Tonya. How about I sing something for you, and you tell me what you...
Okay, I'll do my best. I've never heard that one before. I feel like I can hear a sense of longing somehow.
Color me impressed, Tonya. You're a keen listener. Most people can only tell if a song is happy or sad. I didn't think you'd be able to pick up on such specific details.
So, what's the song about then?
I've actually never performed this song in the theater before, because it has more of a ceremonial purpose for our... It means something like, may those we have lost watch over us, and follow this song back home in the night, so that we might be reunited once more.
No wonder I could hear that sense of longing. You sing it for loved ones who have passed away.
It's getting late, Tonya, and you're not well. We should all turn in early.
Okay, but, before I go to bed, could you sing that song a couple more?
Of course! Anything for my #1 fan.
Once I get out of here, I definitely don't plan on ever coming back. But I guess that means I'll never get to hear Vodyanitsa sing again. That's a sad thought. Before I fall asleep, I should cherish this moment of companionship. Where am I? It's so dark in here, and I feel kind of dizzy. Huh? What was that noise?
Return, O spirits. Fulfill your oath of protection.
I'm alive? What just happened?
No time for questions. Quick, over here. Turn on the switch. All right, we're safe. The spirit just now is called Night Prayer. The light subdues her, but she'll attack with... sort of. I know it's hard, but you can't let this place go dark, or she'll kill you again. Yep. Luckily, I was here to resurrect you. Otherwise, that'd have been a real bummer.
A bit more than a bummer, I'd say. What?
Sure I do. I specialize in soul recall. Oh!
Thanks. It's nice to meet you, too.
Alright, there's no time to waste. The black mist is already catching up. We need to avoid it and night prayer at all costs. Come on. We need to reach the next switch before the place gets too dark. If we bring the light back, night prayer won't be able to get to us. Sweet, sweet light! It's back! Shh! It's night prayer. We need to move quick, but don't let her notice you. Look out! The next switch is over there. Here too. This can't be the only path. Return, O spirits. Fulfill your oath of protection. The switch is just up ahead. Hurry! It's too dark. We're not gonna make it. Come on, faster! Traveler! I won't let you die like this. Not on my watch.
Even though it's not permanent, dying is definitely not a pleasant experience.
Great. You're back.
Yeah, thanks to you.
Time for you to get out of here.
What about you? You're not coming with me?
I can't. I've already been used up. The Guardian Spirit's skills are finite. I can only resurrect someone so many. I might not look any different, but my essence has been exhausted. I can go no further. The Black Mist is where I belong.
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Because it wouldn't have changed anything. That knowledge would have just burdened you. And a Guardian Spirit...
But...
Go. Now, before it's too late.
What do you need, sir? How could this happen? What do you...
Well, I guess there's no need to inspect the body.
This wasn't supposed to happen. You lied to us, didn't you, Chuganov? You've been lying from the start.
Take a long, hard look at yourself before you go around accusing. I suspected you on day one, Lelik, and now look where we are. By some strange coincidence, you've never been targeted. You just happen. And you, little hunter, ever so content with staying on the sidelines. Yet, you were the one who stopped us from leaving for—
Now you're just lashing out indiscriminately. That's either a sign of anxiety. Where was all this passion and bravado before? Decided to fight until the bitter end. Is that
a threat? Fine, bring it on. You think I'm afraid to die after all this? You want to kill me? Go ahead.
After all the trauma of the past few days, everyone's been pushed to the brink. Valeria and Nithya aren't here anymore. Someone else needs to step up and take charge. But first, I need to think this through. Considering everyone left. Of those who remain, the only person we've never met, people are easily misled by first impressions. Now that I think about it, Child's sister, but Mr. Chuganov vouched for Tonya's identity yesterday. Tonya, how's Tusser been lately?
Tusser?
Your brother Ajax must have mentioned me in his letters home, right? Did he say anything about a blonde traveler?
No. And my brother's name...
Chuganov. Looks like it's your turn to do some explaining.
I knew you were behind this, Chuganov. You've been lying through your teeth from the start. Everything about you is fake. Down to the wife and daughter you're always talking about. That night, when I infiltrated your place as Lelik, I noticed you were home alone. Didn't think much of it at the time, but thinking back on it now, that doesn't seem very likely. My guess—
Even that was a lie? But why would he lie about—
Curses! Oh, why is there no end to this blasted snowstorm? If it would just stop!
I think I remember now. I know how I ended up. The reason I'm always coughing is because I got sick with frostbite. The locals— It's not a very common illness. It's partly genetic and partly caused by the cold climate. But after a while, I felt myself growing weaker and weaker. Nothing seemed to be working. So one day, I told my brother that I wanted him to take me outside for once. He agreed. He snuck me out of the hospital. We got to the theater, bought tickets, and went inside. Oh, it was all so exciting.
Oh, Tonya.
When I woke up, I couldn't find my brother but there's no way he'd leave me behind. So I decided to stay here and wait for him.
Tonya, it sounds like by then...
Yeah, I know. I understand now. After all of that, it turns out I can't blame my brother after all. I'm sorry, everyone. I realized this much too late. It seems...
Your name probably isn't even Tonya, is it? Didn't that ever strike you as...
Well, when I was little, my brother and I read a storybook. When we escaped from the hospital, our family and the hospital security were looking. So when you first approached me and said my brother had sent you, and called me Tonya, I thought he must have chosen a fake name that only the two of us would know. Because
at least your memory of death isn't painful. That is a small comfort. Now it's your turn, Chuganov. Talk to us. I believe no lies.
You're right. I was lying. I happened to... And... yes. I was lying. The truth of the matter is... I lost them. A long time ago. My daughter's name was Iskra. And before you ask, yes, Iskra. She also died from the snow cough. She was just 6 years old. After Iskra passed, my wife couldn't bear to face those memories either. One day when I came home from work and saw the empty room, I soon discovered that this was the only thing that made me feel...
Nothing more than a pathetic means of escapism, I know. But at least it's... So explain your false testimony, then.
The night before last, when I was chatting with Tonya, she mentioned that her brother would brew medicine. Combined with her various symptoms, the snow cough used to be an incurable illness. I would pick frost fairy flower leaves, but the year after my daughter passed away, the jester of the Fatui announced that a cure for it turned out that all previous treatments were completely ineffective. That was the final straw for me. I just couldn't take it anymore. Just one more year. So, more than anyone, I know full well that in this poor Miss Tonya, therefore, had to have been from an era when snow cough was still a term.
So, you projected your daughter onto her? Even though you knew she was one of the dead?
That doesn't make any sense. You knew she was already dead. What did you hope to achieve?
I just don't believe in your crackpot theories. Nor do I approve of your action. How can you just declare a living person dead and throw them out into that snowstorm? Nitia's gone. My good buddy Shram's gone. And now it's Tonya's turn, isn't it? The others I can make my peace with. But little Miss Tonya, here she is, standing right in front of us, alive. I just want her to live. Once this snowstorm is over, the very moment it stops, I'll be damned if I'm gonna let you cast her out into the snowstorm before I have... Not again! Not this time! Not when the cure is right within our grasp!
Mr. Chuganov, stop.
Tonya?
By the sounds of it, you've known I was dead since the night before last. I really liked Mr. Valeri, Mr. Mitya, and Miss Vodyanitsa. And now they're all dead because of me. I'm not happy about that. The reality is, you've been trying to fight your own demons through...
No! Listen to me. I want to...
Well, at this point, I'm quite sure that I'm dead. Despite all the bad things that kept happening, I got to meet so many interesting... Since the day I escaped that hospital until now, I'm very fond of you all. If it were only possible, I'd trade my soul to bring... And that's why I'm not fond of you at all, Mr. Chuganov. It's them that you owe an apology to, sir. Not me. Well then, I suppose this is it.
You're leaving already? It's still early. Don't you want to stay?
No, thank you. Oh, and... my name is Patoshka. It was nice meeting you all. Feels strange that we're only being properly introduced now that it's...
Toshka?
What are you doing, Chuganov? Are you crazy?
Let me leave. I can't keep lying to...
In your dreams. Don't think you're getting off that easy when you had a hand in the deaths of so many people. The Fatui have honed quite an array of enhanced interrogation techniques since they were founded. I think we should leave. I doubt this snowstorm is ever going to stop. For all we know, this storm might have destroyed all of
Wait, we finally solved the mystery of the haunted theater today. Maybe...
Fair enough. I don't particularly feel like dying in Chuganov.
And yet you won't let me die first.
Hey, Chuganov, on a serious note, if we do make it out of here, you should close down that factory if you...
Is this really the time to be discussing my factory? All right, fine. I'll shut it down.
Am I hearing things? Or was that a knock at the... There it is again. But I don't understand. The snowstorm hasn't stopped.
Should we open the door?
Is this it? Is this nightmare finally over? If the last few days are anything to go by, I probably should... Whatever lies beyond that door at this moment,
Hey everyone. I'm back.
How are you doing? Feeling...
Much better, thanks. Whew, it is so good to have you guys here. Let me see. Tonya and Vodyanitsa are missing, which means... Vodyanitsa died last night. And then you discovered that Tonya was the other dead.
Not Tonya. Petashka.
First, tell us how you made it back here. Given the conditions outside, no one should be able to return alive.
You're right. The thing that got me back safely was... a song. I heard someone singing. After walking into the snowstorm, my mind grew hazy. I don't know how long I walked through the storm before my mind completely slipped away. Then, suddenly, I heard the sound of singing. The voice instantly brought me back to my senses, and I regained consciousness. So I followed the voice, searching for the source of the singing. I searched and searched, until finally, just a few moments ago.
I've actually never performed this song in the theater before, because it has more of a ceremonial purpose for our people. It means something like, "May those we have lost watch over us, and follow this song back home."
That must have been Vodyanitsa's Requiem. Who knew it actually worked?
That song is meant to guide the souls of the dead. Mitya.
Huh. No kidding. Seemed like I guessed right then. When I first stepped out of the theater, I was still quite lucid. My memory of it is... I remember the outside world being completely different than what I'd expected. It was like... this was a world where only the snowstorm... I don't know how else to describe it, except to say that... it just didn't seem like the real world. And as for the Requiem, if I was guided here by Vodyanitsa's song, it can only mean that I must... But I didn't experience a clear moment of death while I was out there. Nor do I feel any different now than before I walked into the...
You don't seem any different to me either. In fact, this is something I've been wondering about for a while now. Both Shram and Petashka were clearly deceased, and yet their souls didn't look or feel like ghosts.
This raises a truly terrible thought. Is that really what... Mitya said the outside is a world where only the snow... Mitya's soul was summoned back by the Requiem, confirming that he is indeed already dead. Of course, if even the long-deceased like Mr. Shram can blend in, then maybe we've all been dead from the very...
Yes. I think that this...
What did you say?
You heard me. We died in the theater. All of us did. But due to an obstruction in the theater's ley lines, our souls are trapped here. While an endless, infinite snowstorm... It's ironic, really. All that time, we were working so hard to figure out who the deceased among us were, when the truth... Do you remember that note, "Death is near"? Seems like we misunderstood what it meant after all. Death was nearer than we wanted to think all along. The note simply meant that all of us...
So all our attempts to survive, our search for the deceased...
Hard to say. At the very least, we helped 2 lost souls find clarity and go to where they belong. The presence of those 2 is probably what caused our souls to be drawn in by the ley lines. In which case, the deaths we've...
If what you're saying is true, doesn't that make a... Huh, no wonder. This afternoon, when I was moving Vodyanitsa's body, I noticed that the other bodies in the room hadn't decayed one bit.
That's further proof that those aren't physical bodies at all, but merely our shells here in the...
Am I really dead? This doesn't feel real to me. No, that's impossible. This cannot be...
I still find it hard to believe that all of us are dead. How exactly did we die in the real world?
Not even knowing how we died is preposterous. Good grief! Surely there has to be some reason.
Exactly. It's hard to rest in peace when you don't even know how you died. It gave me lots to think about as I strode out. I racked my brains trying to remember the cause of my death, the exact moment I died, the root of... Wait. Hold on. Right before I lost consciousness, I think I saw some... I can't remember. And I think I lost my notebook and pen.
Mitya, your hand. Is that blood on your fingers?
Huh? You're right. There's blood on the fingertips of my right hand. Looks like it's already dried. When did that happen? What the... I guess... this was what I saw. I must have desperately drawn it in my own blood right before losing consciousness. What's wrong? Do you recognize the symbol?
It's... Renova. The ruler of death.
Huh?
Alosha, do you still remember that Snezhnayan... It was about the Grim Reaper. When someone's about to die, he appears as an... And as soon as you recognize his face, your life...
I heard a similar tale when I was little. You think the Grim Reaper in this story refers to the ruler of...
That's right. In which case, death is near could also mean that the Grim Reaper is here to...
Death, the deceased, and the Grim Reaper? So it's a triple entendre? When I first saw this note, I thought it contradicted the investigation report. But now it seems...
So the Grim Reaper deliberately misled us. Then, we started suspecting each other and searched for the deceased while they...
By that logic, the one person most likely to be the Grim Reaper... Identifying the Grim Reaper is a major decision to make. Identifying the No doubt about it. Looking back at how everyone has acted over the past few days, Alosha... Is it you, Alosha? You were the first to discover the investigation report.
So? Surely you can't suspect me based on that alone. What if someone else found the investigation report first, slipped the note inside, and then put it back?
There's no denying it. The note could easily have been slipped in much earlier than it would...
That's not all. I've also noticed that although on the surface, Valeri, Mitya, and looking back now, even though you didn't say much, you were always...
What do you mean?
You were the one who emphasized how dangerous it was outside and insisted we all stay here. It was also you who suggested... And earlier today, you tried to convince Patashka to stay. I don't understand why, but...
So, you didn't understand my intentions, and now you're assuming the worst.
He still won't admit it. Fine.
The biggest question I have right now is... if the Grim Reaper is impersonating...
No. The ruler of death would have needed to control however... No, nothing related to Alosha. That's right. This was the... right at the start, before any victims had even emerged. When all this began, right after the performance ended and the snowstorm began to pick up. It wasn't until we discovered the bodies the morning after that we realized something. But it's clear now that the oddities actually started earlier than that. When Dimov...
Right. So Mr. Dimov was the first victim, not...
And if we pinpoint that moment as the beginning of this incident, Alosha, you are the only person who walked into the snowstorm.
More precisely, Alosha never came back at all. The one...
Not bad. Well, since you've backed me into a corner, I suppose...
Alosha?
You're the Grim Reaper?
I am no such tired cliché. Mortals should address me as the ruler death. Before being wiped out for good, you identified the two deceased, and even sensed my presence.
I heard you can ferry souls. Those deaths each night. Were they your doing?
Your initial conclusion was correct. Due to the existence of the two deceased, the Leyline, every night they devoured an equal number of souls to fill the void. This required no... Here, take a look.
What are you doing?
That takes care of today's two. Don't get so worked up. You are already dead, and your souls must return to the ley lines.
I know we're already dead. You murdered us, didn't you?
Murdered? No. Murder is when mortals usurp my authority. Death is my jurisdiction. If I require someone to die, I need not... You simply met the criteria to trigger my curse of death.
I know about the curse of immortality. So there's another death.
You cursed us? When? And why would you do such a thing?
So often, humans pray to me, begging to know when their death will come, and what form it will take. But few people ask why. If you must have an answer, know that death...
So you're not gonna tell us the truth?
Hold your tongue. By all rights, you shouldn't even be... Those angels from the past are to blame for the reckless renovation of the ley lines here. It's made my work on this occasion infuriating.
Work? So trapping us here, making us watch our friends die, that's just another day at work?
You clearly have a lot of questions. Fine. As a reward, after the physical body dies, the soul must return to the ley lines for that person's death. To be considered, my work encompasses the entire process of death, including, naturally, the guiding of souls into the ley lines. You must also be rather familiar with Natlan's Night Kingdom, I presume? It was I who supported the creation of the Night Kingdom. Here, too, the ley lines connected to the theater underwent some modifications. The angels hoped to make them but this actually hindered their ability to accept ordinary souls to some This effect manifested itself after you died from the curse in the theater, leaving you stranded in. But if souls who die from the curse of death fail to return to the lake, then they will remain forever suspended between life and death, no longer subject.
So if you don't resolve this matter soon, and see all our souls return to the ley lines before long...
Mitya is sharp. This must be what Renova was worried might happen. And the reason... if you have the authority to guide souls, why didn't you just show yourself in...
You seek to understand the mind of a god. This is a theater, and I decided I wanted to watch a show about death. That's why I encouraged you to take the events to the stage. I found myself getting quite immersed. I suppose the entertainment you provided makes up for all the trouble you've caused me by being so defiant in the face of death. There.
Can't say I am.
Really? But it fits the stereotypes you humans have about gods.
Just moments ago, you were complaining about how infuriatingly complicated your work here has been. Work is work, I get it. There are times when it's a huge pain, but you just have to get it done.
That's a rather unique perspective for a human. You are in fact correct. There is a pain point in this. Due to the obstruction in the theater's ley lines, there is a hard limit on the number of souls they can receive. Revealing my identity too soon would inevitably have led to futile resistance. Then there was the issue of the two lost souls you called the deceased. The way you resolved that
That's what I don't understand. If all of us were souls of the dead, what made their presence among us?
For centuries, they have refused to return to the ley lines, exploiting the issues created by the centuries of obsession accumulated during this process. You may think of this obsession as the resentment of the dead, and it reached the point where I could not afford to leave it unchecked. But the only way to fix it was to help them acknowledge their own deaths. Only then, with my guidance, could they finally return to the ley lines.
I vaguely remember seeing Natashka, but in the most terrifying form.
I see your dreams brought you many revelations. So you see, death in fact grants wisdom to... Anyway, giving psychological counseling to lost souls that is more of an angel's role. It was something I could not resolve directly using my authority. So I decided... Meanwhile, of course, their presence caused the souls of other members of your party to return to the ley lines each night, as both issues slowly resolved one another without me having to lift a finger. All I had to do was stay close by, and, of course, while I was at it, I thoroughly enjoyed...
Sounds like you had it all figured out, Grim Reaper. I just did the math. You said there's a hard limit to the number of souls the ley lines here can receive each day. It's 2.
That much is obvious, even to a fool.
It's time to review this whole affair. If the ley lines can only take in 2 people per day... Looking back now, none of us had the faintest idea at the time. From the moment that staff member named Demoth walked into the snowstorm, the incident had already begun. No. Let me... Alosha was the second to walk into the snowstorm after Demoth to... During this process, the ruler... During our first night in the theater, everyone was caught up in the novelty of it all. No one could have expected there would be victims the very next morning. Despite all the confusion, and with the help of hindsight, we finally began to realize that something was amiss with the snowstorm. The ley lines devoured Torgov and Sobolova. Odette and I spoke a lot that night. 3 people were on watch. But in the morning, we discovered that someone had fallen victim all the same. The deaths of Coolish and unexplainable phenomena occurred one after another. We discovered that there seemed to be an extra person among us, and subsequently discovered the existence of the deceased. Mr. Schramm realized he was the deceased. I thought it was all over, but Mr. Valeri's death was a rumor. A lot happened today. Mr. Valeri's... The fact that there was more than one deceased seemed to bring us back to square one. Odette revealed some information she had been keeping to herself. Although Mitya did, the void in the ley lines hasn't... Vodyanitsa was As it happened, Patashka filled the void The girl I thought was Child's sister, Come to think of it, Patashka and Renova. Unaware that Mitya would return. Looking back, I suppose... No one could have expected anyone who walked into the snowstorm to return. But just after nightfall, Mitya returned, bringing crucial information with him. Various truths began to surface, including that all of us were already dead, and that the ruler of death was here among us. Then, after revealing her true form, Renova callously claimed 2 souls. In fact, everyone was already dead by the time we... Now, only Mitya and I remain. And the true That covers everything.
Your work isn't finished here yet, is it? The Traveler and I are still standing here.
The Water Imp's song threw things off a little. But the ley lines have already anchored your soul. And the first ray of light tomorrow morning will take you back.
So the reunion in the night that Vodyanitsa mentioned. I suppose that was never meant to be—
That just leaves you, Traveler. My power only allows me to and your soul is firmly anchored to your body for a descender like you, who is not bound by Tevat's rules. Your death can only be brought through the most violent of means. I have no interest in involving myself with descenders. For now. Although...
One last question then. All our struggles and sacrifice...
Death abides no reason. Besides, what you call sacrifice is merely a... To me, it is nothing more than a self-indulgent charade in the face of death. Mere...
Grim Reaper, you really know how to get on my nerves.
I'm not here to ingratiate myself with you. I kill merely because your deaths are necessary.
Oh, you've made that quite clear. But humans don't take well to being scorned. Not even by the gods.
This is futile. You must know that you are powerless against me in my own domain. I suggest that you save your strength.
For what? Maybe we can't change anything. But if nothing else, we can at least teach you to have some respect for the dead.
Audacious.
How are you holding up, Odette?
What happened to me?
How much do you remember?
What do you mean? Is the performance over?
Has Odette already forgotten? Mitya?
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I spaced out there for a sec.
Don't you remember anything?
Yeah, I remember now, Conrad. Looks like we guessed right. Just like me when Odette found me at the Armory Palace. For some reason, everyone killed by the ruler of death, just with one catch. They forgot what happened while...
Odette and the others have already forgotten everything. Why were you able to remember this?
Could this be the reason? You said this is the ruler of death's symbol, right?
I don't see anything there.
You don't? Huh. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Does that mean I carved this symbol into my soul? What an unsettling thought. What about you, though? The ruler of death mentioned that you're a descender?
A full explanation would get complicated very quickly.
Well then, now that it's all over, let's figure out what we've learned. The first thing I notice is that everything here is precisely as we left it, right before our deaths. This confirms that time passes differently.
They say that right before death, time slows down, and your whole...
That must be how you know you have one foot in the afterlife by that point. Anyway, clearly the few days we spend in the afterlife probably only amounted to This also aligns with previous reports of widespread temporary memory loss among the Armory Palace personnel. Now, to those unaware of the truth, dying and coming back to life must feel similar to a short bout of catatonia. This leaves me with a couple big questions. What are the conditions that trigger this so-called curse of death? And why?
If nothing else, I think it shows that killing us wasn't her ultimate goal.
Right. This time only got complicated because of the situation with the theater's ley lines. That's why she had to approach it differently. Come to think of it, wasn't I about to note something down before? I can't remember what it was, but I think it was something related to... Sorry, Traveler. I'll catch up with you again later. Right now, I have to make a trip back to the Armory Palace.
Sir, if I may, no one of your description has ever shown up, yet you two seem very familiar with each other. And, by the way, have we ever crossed paths? Forgive the presumptuousness, but I feel...
I can explain everything. Could you help me gather everyone in the theater in one...
So, Chuganov really is going to shut down the factory. I guess this theater incident actually did us some... So, you said I promised to take you to the Armory Palace while we were in the afterlife, yes? I believe you. I think I even have a vague memory of it. Agreed. Let's check in on her first. The whole reason for our trip to the Armory Palace anyway...
I'm finally back, even though a long time has passed from my perspective. As far as I should keep my emotions in check when I see Paimon again, or it'll seem weird.
Wait. The atmosphere here feels off. Shh. Stay quiet. Let's go in.
Have we still not been able to notify Child yet? We need new orders. I'm so sorry.
Tell me, what happened to Paimon?
It was the Jester. He came here. He's the director of the Fatui. His authority supersedes all others and cannot be questioned.
How long ago did he leave? And what was Paimon?
It was about an hour ago. Miss Paimon was fast asleep at the time. The Jester simply walked off with her as if it was only—
Do you know where they went?
The Armory Palace, most likely. Lord Piero, the Jester, has been overseeing the— I'm surprised he came in person. Whatever his reason for taking Paimon, he'll most likely—
Then lead the way, Odette.
Okay, let's go. It's just up ahead. Quick, let's get in.
No, I'll go alone. You know I'm planning to force my way in.
I was hardly planning on taking you through the official channels anyway. I may be a Fatus, but I'm also Lelek, enemy of— Paimon's safety is paramount right now. With me around, you'll have an extra pair of hands. There might be devices—
If you say so.
Let's go. There's no time to hesitate.
Hey, who are you? This part of the Armory Palace isn't a restricted access. What do you think you're doing?
No questions, please. We're short on time.
Mission.
I got a corner.
Shine down!
It's jammed.
I'll make short work.
Light up the blazing sun!
Locked on.
I spell your doom. Snowflakes. Where are you?
There is no escape!
Fighting frog.
Now you shall perish! Illusion shattered!
I got a corner.
Out of my
Majesty, I still...
Now it's your turn. You have a pass. Where are you coming from? So, you're intruders, huh?
The Armory Palace is hidden this deep in? This place is much bigger than I imagined.
They're conducting top-secret research, after all. The deeper it's hidden, the better, is standard Fatui logic.
The style doesn't really look like the Fatui's handiwork, though.
They must have requisitioned some structures from a past civilization.
Looks like we're in for a tough fight. Stay alert!
Together. Crystalline Adagio.
There's no escape!
Intruders?
Just what are you guys trying to do here?
I'm gonna fix your skull!
Locked on!
Light it up! Inazuma shines eternal!
Couldn't
Shine down!
fix it.
Wrath from the sky!
No one interferes with a jester's work!
Witness the snow swan's grace.
You're pretty sharp.
Looks like no one's guard. In this place.
There's something off about that decoration over there. Look out!
Let's deal with these before we move on.
There is no escape!
You really are a one-trick pony, you know.
Burn it down! Rev the engine!
The researchers here probably don't know that we're uninvited guests. Let's try not to hurt them.
What's the big star from the theater doing here?
That's Miss Odette. She's a member of the Fatui. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Was the whole reason for Project Stuja to support the research here at the Armory Palace? Just what are the Fatui and the Tsaritsa planning?
Whoa! Who are you? Never seen you around here before.
Looks like there's no way through here.
Maybe using the power of this prism could help?
I think I see some images.
It's the prism's power at play, causing images of the past to reappear, albeit only as illusions. Let's make our way through here.
Paimon. And the Jester. Is this another scene from the past?
Yes. It looks quite old, though. I don't think it happened in the recent past.
What's going on here? What happened?
The source seems to be the Armory Palace. They must have started some large-scale experiment.
Wait, what if this has something to do with Paimon? We need to hurry!
We're almost there. The Armory Palace is just up ahead.
Paimon, please be okay.
Listen!
Illusion shattered! Now you shall perish!
To the Lord of the Night! Time for you to pay the... What's going on? Wait, it's the curse of death. No, not now! Why is the curse... Odette? Is this... the afterlife again? I need to find a way back to reality. Is that... Odette's core Ignis? Odette? Odette! No signs of life. But past experience says that Did Odette intentionally use her core Ignis to guide my soul? I feel like something similar. Thank you, Odette. If not for you, my soul wouldn't have found its way back to my body, But I'm sorry. I don't have time to protect you. I have to use the time you bought me to get Paimon back. Sure enough, everyone here has been affected by the curse of death. Paimon! Paimon! No, wait. Paimon probably didn't escape Renova's curse either. She won't be able to respond to me right now. I'll have to find her myself. Mitya, is this the laboratory he works in? What happened here to trigger the curse of death again so soon? I'll have to ask him when he wakes up. Finding Paimon has to take priority now. Founder, Paimon really is here.
Don't learn, do you? You've already been involved in one mass death, and now you show up at the scene of another. This might have passed for a coincidence the first time, but a second time? Am I to Judging by your expression, it seems that you understand. In that case, a word to the wise. A civilization that fails to learn its lesson constantly depletes its own worth. And as a descender, you are perfectly suited to be the lifeline to which a dying civilization might desperately cling.
No advice needed. I'll make my own judgments.
Suit yourself. When the day of reckoning arrives, not even a descender can hope to escape. The time for resurrection fast approaches. The mortals here are not yet worthy to behold my That thing is coming with me. You awoke sooner than I thought. The curse of immortality is stubborn. Unable to enter the ley lines, yet not content to remain a spirit.
Ruler of death, what do you want?
You perplex me. Both you and you. That thing may be a creation of Celestia, but it possesses none of Celestia's power, let alone authority. Your obsession with it baffles me. No matter, the resurrection will soon begin. It's worthless anyway. I'll reclaim it next time.
Hey, who says there'll be a next time? I missed you, Paimon.
What are you talking about? We haven't even been apart for that long.
It was... different. You seem to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, Paimon's back in tip-top condition. The jester and that guy talking to him used some kind of energy on Paimon. And she could kind of feel it canceling out that...
So, Mitya helped too?
Apologies for leaving in such a hurry at the theater earlier. I was in a rush to verify some theories. Rest assured that your companion is perfectly safe. We reversed the effects that the experimental energy had on her.
I suppose this is our first official meeting, Traveler. I could not let Paimon suffer in her condition for a moment longer. And so I simply...
But why would a big shot like you care about what happens to Paimon?
As I said when you first arrived in Snezhnaya, we once spent some time together.
Oh yeah! You did mention that! If Paimon did think...
I'm afraid the reminiscing will have to wait. Mitya, let us continue with the report. What conclusions, if any, did...
The good news is, my hypothesis regarding the Ruler of Death has been verified. As for the bad news, I recommend we suspend the experiments and Project Mistleton until further notice. Currently, we have no
I will trust your judgment. We shall put the project on hold.
Wait, what are you guys talking about? You want to get rid of Renova?
by whatever means necessary, so long as it removes the threat she poses to us. Until then, after what just happened, I've ascertained Renova's goal. Or rather, the trigger condition.
Okay, let's hear it.
What she's doing is blocking Snezhnaya's technological progress, preventing us from possessing any means with which to threaten the...
Just like the little lapdog she is.
So, any ideas, research, or experiments that lead to technological progress can trigger the curve. Just now, for instance, I was set to launch a final phase energy experiment ahead of schedule. If the experiment was as expected, though, the moment the experiment began, all the researchers, technicians, and witnesses died. All that effort, not to mention the energy and materials we relied on Project Stuja to gather for us, went to waste. In the end, nothing...
Does that mean something similar happened when we were at the theater?
That's right. During the performance, I thought of an important breakthrough regarding the experiment. And so the nature of the curse seems to be something like... when moments of technology...
What a violent method!
Of course. That meant the curse was normally limited to the Armory Palace. Since outsiders are forbidden from entering, this mass death until Odette came along. I believe she was the first witness. The curse of death was triggered...
But you mentioned something about a final stage experiment. Doesn't that mean...
That's right. Even with the gods locking certain key components out of reach, humanity can still advance technology in incremental steps. But, as I'm sure Renova anticipated, even incremental progress has its limits. A point where the truth...
You mean the experiment you were just about to do?
Yes. We were at a critical juncture, a moment where the quantitative was about to translate into fundamental qualitative change. But now, after already being forced to fumble around in the dark all this time, as long as Renova's curse of death persists, we won't be able to advance the experiment.
And with Project Stuja having been in effect all this time, at our nation's current strength, only by eliminating Renova first will it be...
But she's the ruler of death! She can just kill whoever she wants, right? That's gotta be the scariest...
We'll see. But one thing's for sure. She definitely can't just do whatever she wants. The best proof of that is me, standing here.
You're saying...
Wouldn't it be easier to just kill all of us researchers for good? Why resurrect us over and over again? Why let us advance?
So, you're saying even the ruler...
Exactly. And I think that's where the key to our breakthrough...
Regardless, the ruler of death has always been an obstacle we must overcome. Indeed, our goal is the heavenly principle.
The Fatui want a challenge?
For a long time, I've had a vague suspicion the Fatui and the Tsaritsa, but hearing the Jester admit it is still a shock. No wonder the Tsaritsa's goal has always been kept a secret. What kind of road will that lead Snezhnaya?
In that case... Lord Jester, I would like to request some leave. I'd like some time to organize my thought.
Granted. Get some rest, put the experiment out of your mind, and take... While there is yet time, allow me to offer you my hospitality.
I remember hearing the term Mistleton from Columbina.
Yeah! Paimon wanted to ask about that when the name came up just now. What is it? Paimon's heard...
As you know, Project Stuja is a series of measures enacted to consolidate our nation's resources, the greater purpose of which is to... Many of the things you have encountered thus far are essentially for the advancement of... This includes the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau in Notdry. Researching Kuvaki was merely a facade. It's
And that's a weapon built for the final battle against the Heaven...
Huh? How did you know that?
I was given some intel, and I made some deductions.
Wait. You must mean that thing over there. Oh, Paimon's gotta take a closer look at this thing.
Kuvaki alone will not break through Celestia's defenses, let alone challenge. The heavenly principles are no doubt accustomed to combating the power of the light realm, and elemental energy is simply the power of the human realm, converted to that form. For now, therefore, we have set our sights on the form of energy associated with the third descender and the stellar linchpins. You could say that by reverse engineering the stellar linchpins to extract the energy within, we have obtained a...
The Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau, Project Stuja, and the new energy experiments. Huh. And it looks like your plan is almost complete. No, what?
Her Majesty the Tsaritsa has embarked upon an expedition to vanquish a monster. Were it not for...
Seems like the powers that be in Snezhnaya don't intend to hold my
The Harbingers have been granted significant autonomy in retrieving the Gnosis. But by the same token, they...
You read my mind.
Speaking of the Gnosis, Paimon's been dying to ask this question since forever. Why...
The Gnosis will undoubtedly serve as a key bargaining chip when she confronts the heavenly principles. Beyond that, you...
What do you mean? Not sure. Don't you make...
Taking on the heavenly principles is something most people wouldn't even entertain in their wildest fantasies.
Into that today, civilization is nothing. Our civilization may very well be destroyed in the struggle, but as things stand, that only by changing the state of affairs, only by overthrowing the heavenly principles. Otherwise, the fate of the people of Conria and Hyperborea is a cycle doomed.
Accepting potential destruction in return...
Furthermore, perhaps the...
Huh? All of them? Paimon knows about the curse of death you mentioned, and the curse of immortality.
Then the birth of the Hilichurls, the rules of Natlan's Ode of Resurrection. Those are curses too? Farina's long life seems to stem from a curse, please.
Yes. Even a god's love for humanity is a curse.
What?
The Tsaritsa has always had ample reason to... If she can seize their authority, she will reconstruct the entire... Look forward to it. It will be a world beyond... Though the ordinary people of Snezhnaya may not understand these details, we all believe that standing in solidarity with...
Paimon really doesn't remember. He's basically a stranger. You've gotta believe...
Allow me to explain. The reason Paimon reacted to the anti-Celestia energy is because she comes from Celestia herself.
Paimon?
Oh, right. I was blinded by anger earlier, but thinking back on it, Renova also said that Paimon...
As you know, the lunar fragments in Nodcry were pulled down from the sky using... But the first application of this technology was in Conria. I used this technology upon the heavens, and the response I received was... I presented her to the Vinster King, but he took no interest in this gift. Paimon then took up temporary residence in my palace until...
Wait, Paimon's a little confused. You're talking about things that happened, but Paimon doesn't remember any of that. Falling from the sky?
Having lived through the cataclysm, perhaps you too were burdened with some manner of curse.
But it's not just her memories from Conria. Paimon doesn't even know how she spent the last 500 years. She only has memories from the past few. What was Paimon like back in Conria? Did she know a whole lot because she came from Celestia?
Unfortunately, when you arrived in Conria, your consciousness was like that of a newborn infant. During the time you lived in Conria, your personality was no different from how it...
Ah, man! Paimon's plan to get her memories back and become super smart is ruined before it could even start. You know, even though Paimon lost her memories, she still feels weirdly close to you for some reason.
On the contrary, I completely ignored your existence. But now, as I see it, it is as if you are the only sane thing that survived.
Noted. Man, Paimon... But, Traveler? Even though you know Paimon's some creation of Celestia now, you still want her. Oh, phew! That's a relief. Paimon's...
Thank you for telling me so much. I'm a bit surprised, honestly.
Given the circumstances, the Fatui need not...
Allies?
To advance Project Mistleton, we must first resolve our issue with the Ruler of Death.
That's right. Ever since she said she intends to reclaim Paimon when we
Against an opponent of this caliber, deliberating over our allegiances would waste time we do not...
You're going to challenge the Ruler of Death? Just for Paimon? But... Thank you! Oh, thank you! Oh, gee! Now Paimon doesn't even know...
The Tsaritsa will return in triumph in short order, and the Fatui shall hold internal discussions regarding...
Got it. Thanks for your help with Paimon.
There was just one other thing. Well, just a request, really. Paimon, of course, Paimon knows it's top secret and stuff, but she just had to act.
Certainly you may.
Whoa! For real?
While the technology is not yet fully developed, it has nevertheless reached the stage.
Oh. Wow. No wonder Paimon felt so...
Paimon? You're okay. Thank goodness. You look well.
Long story short, yep, Paimon's all better. What are you doing?
That's right. When I woke up, I wanted to go in after you, but the guards had woken up as well. So I returned the way I came and waited for...
It was thanks to you that my soul found its way back to my body so quickly.
Huh. That actually worked? Nice. I just figured I'd try my luck when that... Really, you should be thanking this thing instead. Anyway, and now that things here are all taken care...
Ah, Director Chuganov, you're back. We just received notice that Project Stuja has been suspended. This is the preliminary plan. In addition to expanding production capacity, we've also discussed feasible layoff plans. Our calculations indicate that the factory's profits will increase by at least...
That won't be necessary. Leave the energy for those who need it. Whether they use it just to get by or to run a business, start preparing to halt production and lay off the staff. Make sure the workers are able to land on their feet and that they are duly compensated.
Am I hearing you right? Why? After all the tough times we made it through...
I just... suddenly don't want to do this anymore. Iskra, it's time to rest.
Dear esteemed members of the Rokot, given the effects of Lelik's radical actions upon our organization's reputation and social considering that Lelik did what they did for the benefit of the people, the Rokot has nevertheless negotiated. Lelik will be suspended for a period of time. Depending on their future performance, they may be allowed to adopt a new codename. The purpose of this notice is to remind everyone once again that motives and methods, even with Project Stooge's suspension and our interim operational victory, we must guard against complacency and rashness and work to consolidate the... We act only for the greater glory and solidarity of our nation. May the Aurora...
We act only for the greater glory and solidarity of... Looks like it...
You mean for us?
Just thinking out loud. I've never seen the Snezhna Gradvecha so live.
I never once thought I'd come here. But I understand everything now, Rosaline.
I've seen Spirit Seeker performed many times, including by your mother.
Why do you bring that up all of a sudden?
Even though the choreography is always identical, every dancer finds a way to make it her own.
So you actually want to talk to me about ballet?
I just think it would be a pity if the dance was lost to history. She didn't teach it to you, did she?
That was an unusually subtle taunt for you.
We embraced one another on the snow-swept plains, melting the ruthlessness of time. But when our bodies, in pieces, are cast to the winds, what of our love will remain behind?
Don't tell me you can't sing.
Shush. I understand her hatred. The Fatui robbed her of the life she should have had. I never opposed her dancing. Yet still I became an enemy of her ballet. I'll just keep my distance. Many despise me. I'm used to it.
You're certainly not one to shy away from confrontation. But children, they need a different approach.
I'm hardly the most maternal figure.
Yet, she is a child. In my experience, while a father commands authority, he must still yield to love. You should tell her what you think about her dancing. Odette will soon take the stage at the Korolyevsky Theater. This could be your chance.
Geonosis secured. It went smoothly. I'll be there. Have them send me an invitation.
Sadly, things didn't work out. Her final words are inside that block of ice.
This? Aren't these for monitoring her subordinates?
Not yours. This one isn't her witch's flame, but my two worlds' flames. The two worlds' flames can burn away memories. It was my parting gift to Rosaline.
If all goes to plan, she and I will both live to see that Tsaritsa succeed. I believe she'll find peace. But if anything happens to me, she needn't follow in my footsteps. The cryo-energy will fade away in time. Then the two worlds' flames will burn away all memories of the Fatui. She'll be free to dance. She deserves this.
I will handle the aftermath. The choice is yours, child.
Fresh air at last! Paimon's head is... Oh, it's nice to finally know where Paimon came from, too. It did make Paimon a little... Like, who cares if Paimon's a creation of Celestia? She's probably not anyone. And like you said, this doesn't have to change anything between us. You're not gonna just... Hey, hurry up!
You've spent the last few days lying in bed and stuffing your face. I didn't think you'd be able to fly this fast.
Says who? Paimon's as agile as ever. They don't call her White Floaty for nothing. Paimon originally wanted to check out the bookstores in Snezhnograd, but she's more in the mood for flying around. Wait, they've got light novels from Yai Publishing House here too. Huh? And this is Paimon's favorite mystery story from Fontaine. Wow, they got the local Snezhnaya books look pretty interesting too, but also
I thought you were in the mood for flying around.
Paimon can read while she flies. Hey, look at these two dolls. Which do you like better? All right, boss, we'll take both.
Oh, I thought we were only getting one. All right, fine.
There you are. Thanks for visiting.
Paimon will grab this and then... Huh? Huh? How many layers does this thing have? And... a whole bunch of people are gathered over by the plaza. Hey, look!
I know that voice. Of course. If it isn't Paimon and my old comrade. You're looking well, Paimon.
Yeah! The Jester knew I was wrong and fixed Paimon right up. Thanks for sending someone to keep Paimon safe.
Oh, yeah. About that. That was... kind of... Oh, right. Let me introduce you. This is my little sister, Tonya.
Hello, Tonya.
Hello, hello. Firstly, I'm really sorry about...
Hey now, why'd you have to start with that?
So she's the real Tonya.
She said you two didn't manage to meet up at the theater. She waited ages for me, and when I didn't show, she got...
I know, right? He didn't bother to say a word to me. I searched up and down the city for him, and he...
I've been rushed off my feet lately, so I didn't get the chance to go home. I just figured the Traveler would fill you in.
Well, the snow was bad, and you're never late. So I was really worried about you. How was I supposed to know that?
I'm sorry, Tonya. I really am. I'll make it up to you somehow. Just... please don't tell Mom and Dad.
Although the mix-up led to a series of misunderstandings, it's probably for the... Besides, it's obvious that Tartaglia isn't usually one to break a promise. He only gave his ticket to me because...
No, it's fine. It just meant I didn't get to see the show in the end. By the way, what...
I would say... the best is yet to come.
Huh? What kind of review is that?
Hey, look!